And we are live. I know we were late, Demiurge Believer. Thank you. That's part of being streamers is being late.
No more Christmas.
Yeah.
All the
And
cheer is gone.
no more lonely nights. With a restless heart. I don't know if you know that shitty 80s pop song.
I don't. I guess I'm late to that one like we were late to stream.
Oh, no, it's just it was on my mind because I was talking about Running Man yesterday, and that's the song from the end credits of the 80s Running Man.
Oh, jeez.
Which, by the way, god damn it, movies used to have so much more fucking sauce.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the 80s Running Man was semi tepidly received when it came out. And don't get me wrong, it's not like a perfect movie or anything. But I watched it and I'm like, fuck, this has style to it.
As long as you're not trying to advertise Lawnmower Man, I can try to get into it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but I've been meaning to.
Honestly, most of my knowledge comes from shitty David Koresh fanfic or fic or truth. I don't know. You can never tell with these Waco people.
It's really odd to me that they make fanfic of real events and real people. Like, I get that it exists, but it's odd.
I mean, people like to have control over narratives, and fanfic lets you do that.
I remember I once encountered a fanfic called Banging in the New Year. And it was fucking porn. But it was of various celebrity couples, and it was just ordinary ass sex scenes. And frankly, they were really well written. They just wrote celebrity couples into it for some reason.
Why not? That's who they saw there.
Yeah, it's a little funny in hindsight too, because it had Scarlett Johansson with her previous husband. But you know,
If you're bothered by celebrity sex scenes, I would point you to the thing we should be bothered about. Celebrities acting like historical figures rapping. Cancel Hamilton. Cancel
yeah,
Hamilton.
I know you and your Hamilton hate boner, which is not entirely unjustified.
No. You're right, man. Let's just have Thomas Jefferson defeat me in a rap battle about it. Really show me his superior viewpoint.
I am Adolf Hitler, commander of the Third Reich. Little known fact, also dope on the mic.
It's wild that you didn't take Darth Vader. Like now,
I don't remember the Darth Vader one. I only remember the Hitler one because I've seen it in meme format 50 times.
Fair. There was a couple good ones. Back when they used to have like Obama versus Mitt Romney, and I think Abe Lincoln comes in and slaps both of them in the face. It's like, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up.
I always wondered, you remember the anger translator bit from Key and Peele?
I don't even know if that counts as a bit. If it's used at the presidential
true
official address, that's just real.
So they did one.
Luther's canon.
They did that the night after the 2012 election, and when I saw it, the whole time I was wondering, like, did they have to shoot two of these? Like, one for Obama, one for Romney? Oh my god, I jump on stream and first thing I see is Larry doing a Hitler impression with no context. Amazing. Yeah, true. That's why I didn't do the salute. I didn't want it to get clipped.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I wonder if they did like a second version of that skit in case Romney won. If they're smart, they did.
I mean, that's like some Trey Parker level. They did two versions of the same episode, which they did.
Yeah.
But
I hate that I remember this, but I remember that in the director's commentary for Die Hard 5, he mentions that there's one scene that was shot twice because it has a very prominent photo of the president in the background because it takes place in a government building. So they had to shoot it once with Obama and once with Romney, just to hedge their bets.
I get it. Just give me a fake cowboy president like it's national treasure at this point.
My question was why they didn't just green screen it in, but maybe, I don't know.
I guess they feel like it's integrity. You tell me.
I wouldn't say Die Hard 5 is a movie with a lot of integrity, so I don't know. Maybe it was budget, or maybe he was just fucking lying in the director's commentary. I don't know.
I'll tell you what has integrity.
What? Integrity Weed?
Integrity weed.
By the way, the director of Die Hard 5 also did the shitty fucking Max Payne live action movie with Mark Wahlberg, just to give you context of this guy's career.
Yeah, so it's give and go.
And I like the Max Payne movie more than most people.
I was not a fan.
I didn't love it either, but like I watched it and I was like, you know, I've seen worse.
That is not the bar that we should use for art.
True. Very, very true.
This is not making a fortress in the sand, my guy. Like,
I don't know. I was younger and cared less about being a judgmental prick about movies back then.
always been judgmental prick.
Well, true. Yeah. I was too. I forget why. I just watched it and I was like, that one part was cool. Oh, that was kind of dumb.
That's why I'm feeling so. I'll go on record and say this. I am optimistic about the Fallout television show. It's wild.
I'm happy for you. We need something new to obsess with now that we're done getting plurbed for a while.
Honestly, I do just need some extra content post plurbing.
Yeah.
It was an experience. Oh, believe me, we're gonna get to it.
Oh yeah.
But like, it's gonna be a whole thing. So I just want to say, you might have something here. I have seen countless things online that every New Vegas fan is terrible and hates this show. They hate most things. We hate most things. Admittedly, I've put too many thousands of hours into that game.
Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can find this tweet that you just reminded me of.
Oh, we have a tweet reference, and while you do that, I'm just gonna say, it's not even because of Ella Purnell or Ellen Purnell.
I think it's Ella.
I have come to one critical decision about this show, though, which I've told you, and I think it's the unpopular thing people don't want to say.
What's that?
Okay, so you know how you can have an actor that you love and who does good work, but like, it's just not hitting this time, Chief. I blame Walter Goggins for everything in this, on like a personal level at this point.
Oh my fuck!
Or I guess a professional level, whatever.
Okay, I guess not. Sorry, I thought I saw something nuts.
Now, one of the commenters had asked us the other week about people who don't, or actors that don't read the source material or don't consume it.
Yeah.
This guy's obstinate about it, and his acting is subpar. I don't know if that's related, but like, I'll take any boon to help the guy.
And I just know nothing about. Okay. I'll wait while he gets situated. Where is this goddamn tweet? I hate how hard it is to find certain tweets.
Sorry about that. That's to fine. Go rouse the troops. We invade at dawn.
Where is this fucking tweet? God damn it!
What are you searching for? You're just gonna be hanging out here for 2 hours looking for a tweet.
I was gonna find it, but since I can't, I'll just kind of recite most of it from memory.
Well, first paraphrase it.
Yeah, it was the thing about George Lucas in the hot-ass Tunisia desert dying of dehydration in 1976. Yeah, the blue guy looks fine for the background shot. Is Alec out of his trailer yet? Star Wars fans 50 years later. And now they've made Fubo Tebow teal instead of blue. They hate Star Wars and they hate you.
Star Wars fans are just a different breed of hateful. And
I say, as the second biggest, or as the biggest Star Wars fan on earth, Star Wars fans are the second worst, second most insufferable fandom. They are second only to Jesus fans.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're so edgy and cool. I've never heard a take like this. Wow. Gosh.
And I'm proud of it.
There's like 3 other people to mention if you're doing that bit.
Yeah,
But
no, that is fair. They're, like, Star Wars fans are insufferable, but there are certain fans that are worse.
I don't know. Like as far as like actual fandoms go, not religions.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans have been bad for so long. They're entrenched in some weird bad things. Like, okay, you'll see things about, oh, back in the day, here's a picture of my friend. She's like a 12-year-old girl, and she like
I know
built
the
her
one
own
you're referring
costume from
to.
scratch. And then it's just every single nerd and their father, because it's 2 generations of these people going, nah, fake fan. Never been girls in this fandom. Like it's. Ugh.
I saw a screenshot the other day that
This is mostly out.
that I think was real, that was purporting to be screenshots of Usenet posts about Return of the Jedi from 1983, like right after it came out, and people were already doing the like, oh, I guess it's all right type of shit. Star Wars fans are arguably worse than Jesus freaks because at least Jesus freaks don't admit to hating Jesus. That is fair. Star Wars fans do, well, some of them, like if we just stick to the Skywalker saga, there's 9 movies, and some of you motherfuckers hate 6 of those 9 movies, and you call them yourself a fan.
It's like walking into a Burger King and going, okay, have a Whopper, but I actually don't like the Whopper. So like, take out that bun. Just take out that bun completely. Give me like, I don't know. I guess I'll take 2 more patties, but I don't like the patty that you normally put in the middle. So I want that to be a chicken patty. Now, stay with me here, because I know you're probably going, wait, what? That's okay, because I wrote you, and they take out a giant stack. This will explain what I want for a sandwich.
You know, everyone loves to shit on Rise of Skywalker, rightfully so. It is deeply flawed as a movie. But pretending that, how do I phrase this? Criticizing the script or like the story decisions is one thing, and I'll usually get behind you, but there's people out there who like pretend that it's shot badly. Like, well, no, it's still shot like a real movie.
Yeah,
The effects look good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the premise is a little contrived, but I mean,
yeah, I actually
is.
What made me fucking fall out of love with goddamn CinemaSins, I mean, there were other things. CinemaSins got annoying at the time, but the thing that was like the final straw for me was that when he did the Rise of Skywalker video, he was getting like just basic facts about the movie wrong.
Like what?
Like there's a scene in the movie where Poe, bless you, where Poe is kind of feeling pessimistic that people will come to help the Resistance. And he says, when we were at Crate, we sent out a distress signal and no one came, which is a scene from the last movie. And the CinemaSins guy is like, well, how do you know that they never came? Maybe the transponder wasn't working. Maybe the signal didn't go out. It's like, dude, the last movie, bless you. The last movie, they literally said out loud, they can hear us, but no one's coming. Like, sorry, that's not the movie's fault that you didn't fucking remember a basic fact about the last movie. Mary Boxmas Day, my favorite miscreants. Thank you, Mama. I love you very much.
Oh,
that's my mom.
That's love from Mama. Always fantastic.
I don't know what the 571 at the end means, and I'm not going to find out.
I mean, it's not something with 8s, so that's all I'm happy about.
Yeah, and my mom was not born in 71, so it's not that. So whatever. It's probably just the random sequence the default username gave her.
Nah, dude, that's the sequence. That is the cryptic sequence. Read your old
Nick giving off Jason Momoa with the hair. You're not wrong. It does look good.
Oh, yeah. It does kind of look like I'm from an island most of the time.
Yeah, you, even though you're not Polynesian, the way your various ethnicities combined makes you look Polynesian, which is really amusing to me.
So, okay, I'll tell you the fun thing. I think it's a Family Guy joke That's one of the most accurate things I've ever heard. A beautiful Bruno Mars future person.
True.
Because growing up, I used to be mistaken for Puerto Rican. Now, not speaking Spanish kind of narrowed that down a little, but
yeah. I'm surprised you don't speak Spanish, given all the fucking crazy shit you know.
I mean, I took Latin classes.
Yeah, exactly. You went to the Fancy Pants Middle School where they teach Latin. I went to Cameron Middle School where they taught Spanish or French, and I chose Spanish because for some reason I thought it'd be easier.
I don't know. Making it a choice like that, I would have gladly given up a different elective if they would have let me take Spanish as well. But you're only allowed to take one language apparently because they hate polyglot. So I mean, it's just
yeah. I think at my high school, you were required to take one for the first 2 years, and then I think you were allowed to take another as well. Now, I mean, getting that to fit into your schedule was a challenge, but
if it makes you feel better, I can do a decent job with Mandarin.
Oh yeah, I fucking whatever little knowledge of Spanish I had went away. Like there's a few I still remember, which was useful during Pluribus for that matter. But
well, okay. Learning Spanish is also an interesting conversation because if I learned it at a school, I would not actually use it in my day-to-day life because everyone I know who speaks Spanish speaks a wildly different dialect.
Yeah, I mean, just Mexican and Spanish by themselves are pretty fucking insanely different at times.
I mean, you might call it Eurocentrism. I mean, I don't know. I get it's their language, but where I live, it's not really practical to learn it this way. But I don't know. Horseman did his thing, right? Don't blame me. Blame the public school system.
I got a little tiny bit of Portuguese bouncing around my head too, just because of where I grew up, but mostly just like please and thank you.
My second Latin teacher spoke Portuguese, but he was a weirdo. He could do
Italian people think I'm Italian. Jewish people think I'm Jewish. My Irish friends know I'm Irish. French people think I'm French. Black people, however, figure it out right away. Yeah, that's fair.
Man, from my experience, ethnic European groups like to claim people as their own because they're proud of their own culture. So like I am part Irish. I had a let's see, great aunt who anytime she should see me, she'd just keep increasing the percentage of how Irish I was. So the story eventually was like, oh yeah, he's 75% Irish, don't worry.
It's oh, like hey, One-Eyed Punk, good to see you.
That's not true. Ah, One-Eyed Punk's back.
Yeah, my mom and especially my fucking grandma, you can immediately tell they're Irish when you watch them cook because of the sheer amount of butter they use.
I mean, it's better than knowing because of the sheer amount of whiskey someone drinks.
Yeah, I mean, my grandma does like whiskey, but not enough for it to be a problem.
Like, oh, well.
No, she'd have like, well, she used to have a glass a night, and then she stopped doing that eventually for health reasons and just drinks it occasionally. Multi-ethnic people are the absolute future, so people ought to get their shit together and embrace it. Yeah, that's true. And yes, butter is goated. Yeah, I always
met someone who's 100% of one ethnicity.
I have met people who claim to be. The question is whether they actually were.
I've met a couple, and it's almost strange living in America finding them.
Gotta like, hit the water booth in bed. XOXOXO. Well, good night then if you're going to bed. I'm assuming she means the shower.
The water booth is the hip new way to call it a shower. I'm okay.
Anyway, sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, yeah. I got one buddy who kind of made me think about this. There seems to be two options. One, some people get off the boat, and then culture districts be culture districts, and that just ends up a certain way. Or,
remind me to tell you something cool when you're done.
You're the member of ABBA, and you're from
yeah.
A choice.
In that person's defense, though, they obviously didn't have a say in that, and they weren't even raised by the parents who signed.
No. I don't blame them for it. But it is funny to then look at ABBA and be like, oh, Okay. So this was the goal. Just a bunch of ABBAs.
I remember Conan O'Brien was on something. I don't watch his show all the time, but I see him in other stuff. And he was talking about how he did the whole like 23andMe thing or whatever. And which, yeah, you've got your spiel about how that's a problem, and you're right. But it wasn't necessarily them. He did DNA for some reason.
I'm just not giving mine to the Mormons.
Yeah. Oh, good fucking thinking. But they determined that he was literally 100% Irish, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, my grandma was writing
Wow.
about our genealogy," and they go, "No, you don't follow. You are so homogeneously Irish that it can only be the product of inbreeding." And then he's like, "Cool, that's great to know."
I mean, yeah. I don't know, like how pure can something be by just retaining its original properties and then trying to live for how many years?
So this is actually a question I had for you. What do you think of the hype? Like, have you seen those scientific models of like this is what the human will look like if we all interbreed with each other?
Oh, it's like me with extra steps, ain't it?
Oftentimes, yeah. What do you think of that concept, like ethically and hypothetically? Like, are you horrified by it, or do you just go like, as long as it's consensual?
I guess that okay.
Conan is more Irish than most Irish people in Ireland. True.
Facts. No, facts. Conan is so Irish, he has to wear 2 sets of shoes. Do you want to know why?
Why?
There's an absolute absence of soul. Yeah.
God damn it, that made me fucking mad.
But okay, so when it comes to these future people, I don't know. Throughout human history, we just don't do that.
True. But then again, we didn't have planes to get all across the planet with ease back then, so.
I know, but like, how many people are going to go on these journeys? I mean, hell, just as far as people you know in like the town or city that you grew up in, how many people want to just stay there? A decent amount of people.
True.
It does not make sense for me that that's suddenly going to change unless it's like some sort of consistent effort. And like, sure, we could do that, but like, are we trying to like breed us like dogs? Is there a goal here, or like are we just assuming
Yeah.
we're going to mix completely? And like maybe some people or a lot of people will, but like
As a general rule, I'm against anyone controlling breeding who aren't the breeders in question. So, like, obviously, I wouldn't really be in favor of the government fucking deciding who I mate with. But, like, if things happen to work out where just over the course of the next 1,000 years, we happen to all breed until we're one race, like, I don't ethically have a problem with that as long as it was done with our eyes open.
sure, there's no problem with it if it
Yeah.
coincidentally happens, but like, why is this conversation even a thing? Because like, you have the government of Japan, which is not very friendly to outsiders. I mean, hell,
Yeah, you could say that.
you talk to the populace, and it would literally just be with getting with a Japanese person or getting with a foreigner. How many cultures are? I'm not going to go as far as to say xenophobic, but I will say insular to where no, that's just not what they're about. No, and like we're not pulling that many people off the island to make this future person. It's just not happening.
Yeah, as for why the discussion is happening, mostly just because every now and then you get the people freaking out about race mixing.
I mean,
It's usually white people, but every now and then you get other races freaking out about it too.
freaking out about race mixing? That's silly. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Throughout history, it's existed. It's just the unfortunate truth that it gets kind of demolished or not talked about. Okay. Did you know that most of the Greek statues were painted?
Yeah. Yeah, we all think of them as marble because the paint just flaked off over the centuries.
I mean, then let's just look at like half the generals in Rome who specifically are related to Hannibal Barca or claim some mention to, oh yeah, I got family from North Africa. Oh
Yeah,
no, race
I
mixing
back
never
then.
existed. And then ancient Greece is fine, and then is held as like the paragon of society so much that the empire I live in is based off it. So I
Stavi was so right when he said that Greek people only count as white so that racists can take credit for ancient Greece. He was so fucking right.
yeah, I mean, the, I the concept of white isn't real.
Oh yeah, no, fucking completely not.
It's just a subjective conversation that we use to pretty much exclude some people. And like we can look at it eyes open like that, or we can bullshit ourselves, but like you're not white, you're of German ancestry, and then your people moved through Canada and now you're here. Cool. Or like I mean there's always a reason someone's wherever they are.
Yeah, it's
And
fucking insane. I mean, I'm sure you, of all people, know the experience of getting the little "What race are you?" questionnaire on a test and like struggling to fill it out because none of the answers are specific enough.
nowadays they just kind of give me a 2 or more box. I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly. Even me, with my entirely fucking cracker ass ancestry, if they get specific enough for particular countries, even then I have to hit the fucking 2 or more box.
I mean, what countries do they only get specific for?
Well, what I mean is like it'll have England, Ireland, Italy on there, which are my 3 that I know of, but then it'll like would not want to give me the option of checking all 3, so then I have to pick out like a mixture of these box or whatever.
I mean,
And that's my ass. Like I can't imagine somebody who's actually mixed race, as much as race actually fucking exists.
I need you to know you're shining so white right now. You're matching our logo, and
I know, I always do. It's because I'm using my fucking monitors as my light source.
Jesus, Casper.
Yeah, so I look like a fucking here, just for 1 sec. I look like a fucking ghost. And yeah, race mixing is still extremely taboo according to many cultures.
Exactly. It's never universally happening though. It's okay. I think this conversation is an example of us trying to Americanize the planet.
True.
And like, I don't understand why we're having it.
We're Americans. It's what we do best.
Not really. War is what we do best.
True.
Drinking is what we do best. Guns, what we do best.
I love when you get like with the internet specifically now. I love when you see like Japanese far right dudes who are just as fucking obsessed with black guys as American far right dudes are, even though there's no fucking black people in Japan except for tourists and like the occasional expat.
I mean, okay, you're gonna make me bring up something kind of funny.
Okay.
In both of these countries, there also happens to be a gigantic cuck culture.
Yes, there does.
Okay, so God, this is such a fun conversation.
I had to explain this, by the way, to my grandma one time. I toned it down a little so she wouldn't have to learn what like the cuck chair is, but
like, have you ever gone to a hotel room and like the desk is faced towards the bed?
it's usually not the desk, but yeah, I've seen the chair face that way for sure.
I saw one was a desk. It was prepared.
Oh damn, this dude's fucking taking notes.
Manager.
Forward motion approximately 35 beats per minute elicits.
No. You gotta be active. Well, what are you doing there? Listen, I need engagement. Why are you here? Don't just blind eye me. I need a real
scholar.
motivation.
I think of you never read the Punisher Max comics, did you? I promise.
No, but just as a segue from Cuck to Punisher Max.
No, there's
talk about a Punisher Max. Oh my god.
There's a bit in one of them where these two characters are having an affair, and at one point she's like trying to goad him into fucking her harder by like talking in his ear the way her husband is his boss. So she's trying to like talk in the voice of her husband / his boss to get him to fuck her harder. And I'm just like picturing that, you know, really lay some pipe. Don't just stand there. Like,
I mean, that's
Isn't all corporate anything corporate cuckery? Like, and we are the cucks,
I don't
arguably.
know. I feel like there's corporate fuckery because like Jordan Belfort never had to watch. He chose to sometimes, but that
Yeah.
was because it was an orgy.
I wish
Corporate
orgies were a more socially acceptable thing. Not even because I want to go to them. I just like that they exist. I
It's still
respect it.
Saturnalia, buddy. Like
Yeah, that is
you
true.
still can.
Yeah, but like I respect somebody who's willing to fucking drop trow and get their fuck on in front of a room full of people. Like, you know what? That takes bravery. I'm not sure I have.
I think you're misconstruing it. We're not fucking in front of a room of people. We're fucking a room full of people.
Well, yeah, true. But like there's also people who just kind of wander and watch, which is probably what I'd wind up doing because I'm not sure I trust all these people to be clean.
I would assume there's a vetting process.
Well,
For
I probably, yeah, but still, like, I'm always worried, like, oh, did you just have sex yesterday after the test came through? Like,
do you not believe in the corporate bureaucracy enforcing the orgy? Come on.
well, I'm talking about privately run orgies that people do for fun, not like weird, fucking ritualistic, eyes wide shut blood orgy shit.
Listen. I just because we had masks and it you don't gotta demonize people.
Oh no, like it's fine. Do your freaky blood orgy shit if you want. That's just not the type I'm referring to.
I mean, why not? It's like Blade style vampire orgies.
Yeah, which, as I'm sure you've seen the tweet pointing out, spraying the vampires with blood is the equivalent of spraying humans with nacho cheese. They usually have a vetting process. Well, One Eyed Punk would know better than anybody here, so I believe you.
It's a responsible community of adults, or often is. But
Yeah.
it does have to be nacho cheese because, like, I'm sure you could like chocolate and like it turns a little less weird.
I would kind of be into it if I was at the club and the fucking sprayer just started spraying chocolate sauce. Or maybe it doesn't spray, maybe it just sprinkles like shredded Parmesan all over me, and I'm like, ooh.
I guess I also got to think about does it fuck with the fit?
Well, true, but ideally, I'm wearing clothes that can be washed, just regular ass washing machine.
Ideally, though,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like where you are.
I got Mega AIDS, the Eyes Wide Shut orgy, and all I got was the stupid T-shirt. I think what you got there was a new STD we haven't cataloged yet.
See, it's fucked up because who told you the password?
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
the real question here.
On the subject of sexual degeneracy, I need to bitch about something for a minute.
Here he goes. It's the pluribus. We're fucking everyone.
No. I fucking hate it when the dude in the porno is wearing a condom. Like I get that they're being safe and encouraging us to be safe, and that's good and all, but like I'm here because I don't want to live in reality.
All right, let's just clip that. Make sure we bring it up every time we know.
I'm absolutely fine with that because I've hated condoms and porno for years, and I stand by it to this day. This is fantasy world. In my fantasy, I don't have to wear the thing that makes it not feel quite as good.
I'm not.
I hate condoms and porno.
The way people feel about the Grinch.
Which way is that?
Wouldn't touch you with a 29.5-foot pole.
True, like, and I would know about having a 29.5-foot pole. No, but seriously, when I see a fucking condom in a porno, to me, it's like when I'm watching an action movie and like the guy actually goes deaf from firing his gun, and it's like, well, that's realistic, but I didn't necessarily want to have to deal with that.
See, I do want to deal with that in a movie, actually.
Well, I do too, but like not in every movie. Like I don't want when John McClane fucking rappels off the roof with the fire hose. Yeah, I know he'd probably break his back doing that in real life, but that's not what kind of movie I'm watching. I'm not in the mood for that. Also, you know what else I fucking hate? I hate when the dude shoots a tiny load. You know what? I'm embracing this. I hate when the dude shoots a tiny load. You're getting to bang like the hottest fucking woman on earth, and that's all you could make? Like, fuck you. You're a real asshole, buddy.
Brother in Christ.
Am I wrong though? Like, come on.
Not touching this, bro.
Okay, fine.
Oh my god!
I saw one once that was like one of those fucking like kink.com machine fuck videos. And it's like, cool, whatever. I'll give it a shot. And the dude's sitting there holding the vibrator against her. And he just has the deadest fucking look in his eyes I've ever seen. Like he's like this.
I'm not. I can't with you, man.
It bothered me, man. Like I had to fucking fast forward because I was getting distracted just watching that guy's fucking face, watching how sad he looked.
The live version.
Okay, aren't all fetishes cum fetishes? Isn't that the point of all fetishes?
Bro.
That's like saying I have a fetish for women. It's like, well, yeah. Like statistically, most men do.
This was a great Christmas gift.
It really was. I'm happy to provide it, but I'm fucking dead serious. This shit pisses me off.
the commitment.
Look, all right, I get that porn is here for one simple purpose and that I'm probably not going to be interested in it after I'm done using it for that purpose, but I still want some fucking artistry in it. Christ.
Yeah, I went to McDonald's and I ordered a McDouble. These motherfuckers had the nerve to not have it look like the photo. They just threw it together. What is this? Where's the commitment? Where's the love of the game? Like, what?
Yeah, in contrast, by the way, I like when my cheeseburger looks a little, not fucked up, but I don't want it to look absolutely perfect. I want it to look handmade. Similarly, like, what, you never had the thing where, like, a woman has a slightly fucked up tooth and you're, like, kind of into it because it's like, oh, yeah, just the tiniest touch of imperfection on this goddess.
Oh, my God, you talk about this the way I had a woodshop teacher who used to talk about a desk. If, like, you nicked it, you'd be like, it has character.
It does. Commitment. Here's a recent event. I'll bring it back
Commitment to the...
So Stranger Things just dropped its new episodes, right?
Whoa. Where are you going?
I'm not spoiling anything.
No, it's a show about children. What are you talking about?
No. Don't worry. The good thing about high schoolers on TV is that they're all 25.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So remember Chrissy from last season, the one who gets fucking killed by Vecna at the beginning?
I don't watch Stranger Things, but sure.
Okay. So Chrissy is this character who got introduced last season, and again, like all high schoolers on TV, she's 24 or 25 is what I said earlier. And so don't worry, she's well into adulthood.
It's not.
And she's fucking hot. Like, it's not a sexy role. It's not a long enough role to be sexy, but she's a fucking amazingly gorgeous woman. Like, it's insane. But she has, like, one or two teeth that are, like, the tiniest bit fucked up. And I was kind of into that because I was like, oh, yeah, it's just a reminder that she is a real person and not, like, a fucking AI-generated lady.
All AI needs to do is put a gap in a tooth, and you're just sold.
Also, fun fact, the actress playing her is the daughter of Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers.
Who's that in Starship Troopers?
Johnny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He still comes back and plays that fucking role occasionally because he's got nothing else going on in his life, I guess.
I mean, he's Johnny Rico. What else do you want?
Yeah, I mean, frankly, if I was getting a steady paycheck to be Johnny Rico, I'd probably take it too. Think about, like, Anthony Daniels, dude. Anthony Daniels, like, he has obviously those celebrity net worth sites are kind of unreliable, but according to them, his net worth is like $8 million. It's probably more, honestly, if he managed his money right. So he's like 80 something years old now, And he has like an awesome fucking life. He can go off and do like weird artsy stage show shit. He can self finance it. And all he has to do is a couple times a year, he has to go to the recording booth and pretend to be a fucking prissy gay robot.
I mean, I do that for free on Tuesday.
Exactly. Like when I go back and I watch the behind the scenes shit from the original Star Wars, and I'm watching Anthony Daniels like sweat his fucking balls off in that metal suit out in the middle of the desert. I wonder if at the time he suspected there was a possibility that 5 decades later he'd still be getting fucking dragged back to Star Wars. I say dragged like he's not doing it very happily.
So many of them sci-fi actors got locked in, but you couldn't even see dude's face. There was options.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he also like the reason I say he loves it apparently is because he doesn't just do the movies. He does the cartoons, the fucking video games, like literally the 80s Droids cartoon, the shitty Saturday morning cartoon. He was in that. Like he clearly has some affinity for this character. And I respect that.
I mean, she could just care as much as Carol cares about Waikaro.
Supposedly, it's still Anthony Daniels in the suit. Like when 3PO makes his occasional live action cameos. Like, supposedly, that's still Daniels in the suit, even though he's like 83.
I
mean, good for him. I'm happy for him. It's just like, damn, who knew that the prissy gay robot role would pay for his entire fucking life?
Listen, he's gay coded.
True. Yeah, droids don't really have much sexuality in Star Wars, do they?
I mean, we gotta be real here. Who cares? They're clankers.
Yeah, Star Wars is weird on that front because some of the droids are sentient and some of them aren't.
They're all clocks with steps.
That's why I feel bad trying to do the like, should droids have civil rights thing? Because I want to see that in Star Wars, but then I'm also like, do you have to do fucking race science to determine when a droid is considered sentient? Like,
I mean,
like the gonk droids probably aren't, but is that like racist? Are they the equivalent of like, I don't know, people with cognitive disabilities that old fucking more primitive communities would just like throw out in the fields doing monkey work? Like,
or do you believe that just because they don't communicate with you in the same way the other ones do, and so your basis on sentience is
good fucking question, actually. Yeah, because some droids in Star Wars we know to not be sentient, and some we know to be, and then there's
some we know to have claimed to not have been sentient that actually were sentient, which calls into question every other time we're told other ones aren't sentient.
Droid phrenology. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of right. Like, that's why I want to see the fucking Droids Right Star Wars movie.
All right, so look at here. If I drill into R2's head, you'll notice 3 distinct dimples.
That's
and the biggest one here will be on subservience. Like, I don't fucking know.
R2-D2 is an exceptionally strong-willed droid, too, like, canonically, so...
Like, it is so fun to see people have like such a love for things like R2-D2 and then simultaneously be like, every fucking AI needs to get off my block.
No, Evos, it's not. First of all, I like the Solo movie well enough. And second, I want to see an actual movie just all about a droids' rights movement in Star Wars. Like it's just a miniseries. Like it's just a fucking political drama. There's no action. There's no fucking lightsabers, no Jedi, no any of that shit. It's just political drama about the droids' rights movement. I want to see a fucking 6-episode long Star Wars version of Measure of a Man.
Machine Luther King, okay? Just relax.
No, I want to see that, and I want to see 3PO think back on his memories with Han and Leia and company and go, yeah, they were kind of assholes sometimes, weren't they?
I mean... it'll fuck everything up.
I know. I don't care. I want to see it. I want to see something goddamn original in Star Wars. We got Andor. That was great. Keep going. Keep making more original shit. I'll happily watch the fucking happy-go-lucky Jedi reunion special too, but make some original shit on the side.
I mean, Well, you did get the Witch show.
Yeah, the Acolyte, the one that was awesome and all the fanboys fucking pissed and moaned about.
Oh yeah, no, the fandom ain't that bad. Yeah,
Yeah, I was really into the Acolyte. I still hope we can bully them into bringing it back.
The best thing you could ever get would be a show about the Gene people.
Oh, the Kaminoans?
There we go.
That would be fucking cool. We got to see a little bit more of them in Bad Batch, but
like you're telling me we got a culture capable of making that, and they live on like a Europa style world, and like I'm supposed to just kind of be like, yeah, let's focus on the Jamaican stereotype instead. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Now, here's a real question. Here's a question I wrote down to talk about on the show.
Well,
remember the Geonosians from Attack of the Clones?
Who?
The like on Geonosis, the flying little insect-looking dudes?
Yes.
Are they an anti-Semitic stereotype? Discuss.
Okay. Is everything with a big nose an anti-Semitic stereotype?
Oh, it has nothing to do with the nose. It's about the fact that they're scheming little bug people secretly running everything behind the scenes.
Man, okay. I forget where I heard this discussion brought up the other day. I definitely think a lot of times it's motivated on purpose.
Yeah.
Based off of pretty much where the creator's from and what influences they get. Or accidental based on those same reasons.
Yeah.
There is also a fucking third option. Maybe someone's just thinking a little scheming people, and then you're like, the Jews. It's like, well,
that is true. I mean, I've brought up.
Saying.
I've brought up before
point at which projection could be happening.
That is fair, because I've brought up before that, like, goblins, for example, are such an old fantasy trope that a ton of works use them having no idea that they were originally intended to be anti-Semitic.
Yeah, but then that's like, all right, so okay, using an old thing that has problematic attributes is not necessarily consistent with making a brand new thing that someone can identify a certain way.
True. Also, I'm not the first person to point this out, but the revelation that a species with wings designed the Death Star does kind of explain why the fucking Death Star doesn't have any goddamn railings.
That don't make no sense.
Which part?
I mean, is it built for just them?
Well, no, but they would have designed it with them in mind, and the Empire doesn't give a fuck about human life, so they're not going to go to the extra trouble of adding the railings.
I don't know, man. This just seems like, in my opinion, why was that hole in the Death Star? Because they needed a fucking out and a way to kill it. Why was it?
Yeah, of course, that's the real reason.
So I can push someone over there. And then what's going to happen? Well, we're going to overcomplicate it later. It's
Well, Rogue One wrote a whole fucking movie to explain why the Death Star had such a fatal flaw, but my whole life I was just like, well, yeah, in real life there's always fatal flaws to shit designed by the military. So, like, why is it so crazy the Death Star has a flaw like that?
I don't having a flaw is different from having a boss enemy style red dot that you can hit and like insta one shot them. I don't know, man. Like,
well, I mean, it is worth noting that they put all the fucking defenses around it because they also were a little bit aware of their own vulnerability. I mean, that's why Batman wears the big ass fucking target shaped logo on his chest, is because it draws enemy fire.
Explain that you could just put an angle with a grate, right?
It's yeah, I know, but
like no, like there.
Well, hang on,
story contrivance.
It is ray shielded. That's why Luke had to use the proton torpedoes specifically.
Yeah, but why is there? Wouldn't you just put that on like an elbow, like how like any plumber would do?
Well, that's why they revealed fucking 4 decades later that it was an intentional design flaw. You know what?
Well, yeah,
Fucking-
because you had 4 decades of nerds going, well, I think the real reason is because this. And it's like, all right, well, now we got to come up with something because no one will shut up about it.
it's better than the version from the old EU where the flaw got by because one of the dudes had diarrhea. I'm not kidding. That's real.
I don't get it either way, to be real with you. I think it's just Deus Ex Machina, and then later we gotta kind of work with it.
Yeah,
God,
here
the
I'm
industry
finding an
is
old cracked
very-
article I read years ago.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm finding an old cracked article I read years ago about the diarrhea thing, which is also getting into why fucking Khan is white in Star Trek Into Darkness, but we already knew that.
Yeah, but why is Khan Sufanusen phone? Why is he Laos?
Wait, what'd you say?
Well, why is Khan Sufanusen phone Laotian?
Good question. I honestly don't know.
Because he's from Laos.
Lost. I don't care about Lost.
Lost?
Uh,
No,
Indiana Jones.
no. Let's talk Plurb. I need to hear your thoughts on this.
Yes. Just let me find this damn thing first.
2 hours later. All right. Well, I'm gonna.
Here it is. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So this is from the old Star Wars EU, so it's not canon anymore.
It's like a book.
Yeah, the aptly titled novel Death Star goes into detail about the construction, and guess what? Someone totally did notice the problem. Unfortunately, the Wookiee slave worker who stumbled upon the Achilles heel got sick and couldn't report it because he had to be quarantined with diarrhea. Yeah, that is. I actually do remember hearing about this.
I caught a Pidgey.
Okay, what were you asking about getting plurbed?
Again, Plurb, man, how you feeling after this finale? That's the first question.
Annoyed that I don't have season 2 already. I'm very excited for it. I think that it now, not that it didn't have a direction this season, it very much did, but now they have a very formal, like, this is what they are doing now type of thing.
So we've gone through a season, and especially with the ending, and considering the creator, I'm compelled to ask this question. Is Kara the hero of the story?
I think that is intentionally vague.
Yeah, but like, do you think so?
I certainly feel more so, or I certainly feel she's more justified after finding out what she finds out.
Are we spoiling? Or are we not spoiling?
No, Manusos is the hero? Maybe, yeah. Fuck it, just spoil. So if you haven't seen Pluribus, fuck off, I guess.
Here's the thing. I think both Manusos and Carol are villains. Because Manusos was completely willing just pretty much blow up the planet.
Yeah, and then it seems like Carol might be too, as a backup plan, given, you know.
Well, yeah, he won her over on that.
Yeah.
His first thing was, no, we just got to kill them all. Like, they're gone. Sorry, weirdos took over. But now they're trying to save it just because maybe. That seems like morals out of convenience, if anything.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the point. Like, we're supposed to feel a little bit unsure about what we want to come out of this situation.
Well, of course, but just saying we're unsure. Like,
I think
maybe,
best case
maybe that one
scenario.
goes right.
I think best case scenario, we get like an end of Matrix 3 situation where like those who choose to leave the hive mind can leave and those who choose to stay can stay. I feel like that'd probably be best, but like who knows if that's possible even.
I mean, the hive mind's a virus.
Yeah, though Menusos seem to be not getting close necessarily, but maybe making progress. Maybe.
What do you think's up with that frequency?
Man, I don't know.
Because I don't know if he's making progress or just fucking around.
Well, I didn't mean that. I meant with the whole, like, freaking the guy out till he has a seizure and then whispering his name in his ear. Like, I mean, we don't know if that was going to work, but it's certainly an idea we didn't have before.
Well, there is that moment earlier in the season, actually. Or I think it was the episode before or maybe two before where Zosha breaks because Carol had her talking in eyes and thinking about her past, and she almost like had a thing.
Yeah.
So like clearly, or not clearly, I'd argue these people are trapped in like a little mental prison by hive mind virus thing.
Yeah, potentially. You know, I mentioned this to you privately, but well, not privately, like it's secret, off stream. But I'll say it again for stream. I am so glad that the sudden idea I had mid episode didn't come true.
That was out of pocket. I didn't expect you to say that.
Well, maybe I didn't explain it all the way, so I'll go through it again. I was really fucking stoned when I watched it too, which is part of why I had this feeling. But I was watching it, and she says about Manusos, is he dangerous? And Zosha doesn't answer, but she can't lie either. So she says, we don't think he'd hurt you. And I heard that line, and I flashed back to the fact that Manusos doesn't have anything that connects to the fucking internet. And I said, oh, fuck, he's a child molester. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That's why he doesn't have any electronics.
You didn't think that was a poverty thing with the internet?
No, because it was all specifically stuff that was so old that it was analog. Because if it were like digital shit, because in real life, like Paraguay isn't a fucking fifth world country, so people there do have cell phones
everywhere.
Well, they're poor, yeah, but even the poor people, even if they don't have a modern cell phone, at least some of them will have like an old phone or have like an old shitty laptop.
I will contest. We saw his fridge. It was bare. There was barely anything in there.
Well, yeah, but I assumed that was because he'd locked himself in there and hadn't taken food from elsewhere.
No, not in his storage. When he finally went back to like his place to check the fridge.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't poor.
People can be poor.
Oh yeah, it was just like I said before that if they'd like down converted the video to a DVD, I would have been like, oh yeah, he's just poor and he only has old stuff. But the fact that they went all the way back to VHS was like, oh, he for one reason or another does not or maybe cannot use digital to any technology that's digital. Anyway, my theory turned out to be fucking wrong, but for about 5 minutes I was fully convinced like, oh fuck, he's a pedophile. Oh fuck. I don't know if Paraguay bans pedophiles from using the internet the way the U.S. sometimes does.
This is just such a weird, like, he used the computers in the ambulance.
Did he use the computers in them, or did he just use the ambulance?
Around the ambulance. I mean, I'm going to assume he...
desperate times, but... I mean, it turned out that my initial theory was closer to correct, which is that he's a paranoid nutcase who thinks that they can spy on him with digital technology, and he's right, by the way.
I've thought about this, actually. I don't know how paranoid he is about that, because it's not like he's ripping your actual TV out the wall because of the microphone in it, and they can spy on you through that, which they totally could. Yeah. He's worried about them, like, putting microphones in there, which does not really imply I've been doing this as a conspiracy theorist for 20 years.
Ivas has two questions for us. One, do you guys think being part of the pluribus virus is like being in the sunken place from Get Out?
Fire take. Fucking take.
For their sake, I hope not. But yeah, that's certainly possible.
Yeah, yes. Fucking.
And then I feel like, given his opinions on the joining, it's more likely than anything else that he just doesn't trust the internet because the government's always watching. That was my initial theory that turned out to be at least somewhat.
Yeah. He just doesn't trust power structures.
Yeah. In fact, it's possible if it's not a lifelong distrust, it's possible maybe that when the joining happened, he hurriedly got rid of anything fucking recent enough to have internet. I wasn't sure about that though, because his room or whatever didn't seem like he had recently moved anything out. Like there's no like spot on the wall where the TV should be. But
Yeah, but that's just an office.
that's true too. So I mean, it doesn't matter really. Like it's certainly possible they never bother explaining this and they just let us speculate. That's fine.
Wait, was there a second question?
Oh, it wasn't a question. It was more the point about giving his opinions on the joining.
Oh, true. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I wonder if it is like the sunken place. I hope not for the suffering of those fucking people, but
I mean, that's the most accurate thing I've heard about this, like about how I feel about what's going on here.
wouldn't they have to be honest about that though? Because she asked, like, are they in pain or whatever, like right at the beginning.
Well, okay.
Maybe they don't know that the people inside are in pain. Ooh, that would be something.
Well, Carol also noted really early because like they got very specific about something. Carol was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. All the world's lawyers are in there with you."
Maybe what ends up happening in the season or the series, let's say, is that the Hive, the others, they discover, oh shit, they are actually in there and they're in pain that we can't feel, so they voluntarily disjoin themselves because it's like a thing with them. They can't cause pain.
Oh, so like that's like Venom learning to feel type shit. I'm not against it. It's possible.
I feel like even in Get Out, the sunken place is more mentally painful than physically. Well, yeah, true.
I would okay. Do you want to know what I might bring up here?
Sure.
You ever read the Odyssey?
A long time ago, yeah, back in like high school.
Well, you've seen probably 20 references to this, so it'll probably make sense. Do you know about the Lotus Flower Island? I think it's an island.
Which one was that? Because there are a million islands in that book.
Okay, so you go there and you hang out for like 5 minutes, and you've been there for 2 days, and it's fucking awesome. And you like just want to stay there forever. And like you like turn and like you see adventurers who have been here for 50 years because you just can't leave. It's like a whole.
Oh, it's like the Vegas thing from the shitty Percy Jackson movie, which I'm sure was an intentional reference.
It all wraps back to the same fucking place in Greek mythology.
Yeah, well, especially with Percy Jackson referencing Greek mythology, but
yeah, so like I you could argue in okay, like let's just use the shitty Percy Jackson one for example. You're not having a bad time.
Yeah.
I took your body, bro.
I think one of the most haunting parts of that finale is when the Quechua lady joins and the entire village just fucking leaves now that they don't have to make her feel at home or anything. Yeah, that's true.
Well, okay, because I fucking asked Larry here and I was like, why'd they sing a song?
So my guess was that she was like, all right, I don't know anything about fucking Quechua culture really, but like I'm speculating that at some point in a child's life, they probably have a coming of age ceremony. I mean, we do that in the West even. Birthday parties. So I bet she probably was like, I'll join, but I still want to like kind of wrap it in the trappings of my culture. So I'll adapt like the birthday fucking chant song, whatever, into
literal cultural appropriation.
No, I mean it's our own culture.
It's not all these fucking other things.
Well, no, but like, let's say like if I was gonna join and I'm like, all right, but I want to do it like a birthday party because it's coming of age. Like, I think my speculation is that it's like that equivalent.
Yeah, but isn't that so fucking gross? Just like having this mic do like a fake ritual just for the sake of like the fucking 10 seconds that like you'll be inhaling your shit. How hollow is her culture that she's going to literally give up being the last one? But just make sure you like say my people's songs as I go out. It's insane.
I don't know. It'll make sense next season. First of all, my fucking white ass is pronouncing it wrong.
Yes.
It's Quechua. Okay, that makes sense. I take it as drawing a parallel between the way colonialism subsumes indigenous cultures and the way the joining subsumes humanity. Yeah, you're not
I
wrong.
agree, and it's gross. Like it's just like the ick from it is so substantial because it's not real. Those aren't real people doing a thing. It's like,
Yeah, it always has a thin veneer of artificiality to it. It's kind of a commentary on AI now that I think about it.
I mean, you could go to commentary on a lot of things. It's like going to Disney,
Oh,
going through like a part of It's a Small World, and suddenly I have like cultural music. It's like, fuck off.
well, that's what makes a show. That's one of the signs that a show is great is the fact that you can apply it to like 50 different things.
Well, yeah, no, like Vince is cooking. It's just like, oh my god, it made me feel so grossed out.
Which is probably intentional.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure.
So
So,
with her plurbed, how many are left? Do we know? Like, do we know how many of the immune people got plurbed later on?
because it's 13 plus Manusos, or including him,
I think it's including him 13.
so 12.
Well, yeah, but didn't they? I thought they said something about like work is continuing with some of the others. So maybe if I think a few others might have been plurbed as well off screen.
Well, they already have all the tech to do it. They just got to inject you with a needle. They could do it at any point now. They just need the consent.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is that because it needs the stem cells, it therefore takes a little bit of time for them to make that batch. So, like, I think that's why the Quechua lady didn't Quechua lady didn't join like 2 months earlier. I think it took them a month or two to fucking get the dosage right.
Oh, absolutely. I just think she was the first one. I don't think. I think
Yeah.
she was the most eager out of all of them. They're like, no, I just want to join my family.
Yeah, because they did just say progress was being made, so that could be like they're still synthesizing.
It also could be just trying to win people over.
True. Funny enough, generative music technology still struggles with non-Western instruments. Mike the Snare is a good video demonstrating this. Well, yeah, because AI is fucking dog shit and it shouldn't exist, but we've talked about that before.
Eurocentrism in culture is real, and bias based off
It gets
the culture
baked
you
into
ingest.
tech. Remember that story where the fucking, like, from 10 years ago or whatever, where the Xbox Connect was having trouble reading black people?
That's fun.
Hell, fucking you and I had well, not you and I as in, like, personally, but when we did our first commentary video, I had to fuck around with the lights for a few minutes because I'd only ever tested it with myself, who's white as a fucking sheet, and my mom, who's equally white. And then you come in with your comparatively dark skin, and I'm like, shit, now I have to readjust because I didn't fucking light this for a black person. That's why you see so many movies made by white people where the black side characters look like fucking orange because they couldn't light them properly.
You say couldn't.
Well,
I might argue
chose not to.
Who gives a fuck? They're
Yeah.
black people. Like that's not an important enough thing for Hollywood.
This sounds so silly for me, the whitest cracker on earth, to say, but when I watch like a real show where the black people are lit well, it's just like, oh yeah.
There's such an irony anytime you say a certain amount of words correctly, because you do look like both the whitest kid I know and the founder of the whitest kids you know.
I do look though I'm fatter than Trevor was when he died, but actually not by much. He got a little bit fatter.
Trevor got big near the end. I don't know what you're talking about. You look just like he did at the end.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, just don't fall off a balcony. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even have one. I have a deck that's like 3 feet off the ground, so I'll probably be fine if I fall off of that. But
listen, he was either assassinated by the government or just got absolutely hammered and accidentally died.
yeah, was he even actually drunk? Because they just said alcohol in his system.
Oh no, he was so drunk that it was one of those embarrassing levels. Like they like,
Okay.
I've read the number somewhere. And it was like, oh god, how why were you?
Okay.
Dude must have taken a handle to the face with absolutely no food type energy.
Yeah, because I just saw like I only read the Wikipedia description and it just said alcohol in his system, and
A
I was
lot.
like, oh, okay, because I was gonna say alcohol in his system could be that he had one single beer.
Nah, 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 nah. It was the other way. It was
Oh,
the other way. I remember that sort of just like
did he
oh
have like substance abuse issues, or did he just like go to a party that night?
no, he had he had something of a history of alcohol
Okay.
issues. So it was one of those like, oh,
Well, with
that's
his upbringing, I understand why. You know who his fucking parents were, right?
I knew this at one point. Who are they?
They were like Christian singers. Like they actually topped the Christian charts or got near the top when they were younger. Like he grew up way more fucking religious than you'd expect from the way his comedy is.
Is that actually how you take that? I have the exact opposite.
Well, I was gonna say,
Like, that comes from a sick mind.
true.
I mean, and like by sick, I mean, dude has struggled with a lot of different ideologies and thoughts of. I'm sure just scary and powerful things, and all different forces.
It makes me really grateful I didn't grow up fucking religious. Yeah, exactly. His disagree. His comedy style is a reaction against his religious upbringing. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I said you wouldn't expect, what I meant is like the fact that he can talk to other people. But then again, not all Christians are homeschooling lunatics.
I mean, I think you have enough satire like Moral Oral. Have you ever seen that?
In bits and pieces. I need to actually go back and watch it properly. But
What bits and pieces did you watch? Oh no.
like it'd be on Adult Swim while I was channel surfing, and I caught a few minutes at a time, like that kind of thing.
Audience, I will tell you if y'all haven't seen Moral Oral, you should get on this, but you gotta watch it somewhat consistently and just know when a season changes.
Yeah, Ivas told me once about like the whole thing where he's beaten off in the fucking turkey baster so he doesn't waste the seed, and like
Bro, that's God's chef right there. Like, I
yeah.
don't know what you're talking. Like, that's God's chef.
I've seen the clip where we go home to Nurse Bendy's house and she has like the dolls and kind of does the
Oh
age
yeah, no,
regression
she didn't
thing.
do it right. Yeah.
Okay,
So
like I've seen that bit.
yeah, no, okay. So Moral Oral is great because it comes specifically from someone who had a Christian upbringing.
Yeah.
And I didn't have like super religious parents, but I got a grandma who's into some stuff. And I mean, you end up hanging with grandma occasionally. So,
Yeah.
like, I know my Veggie Tales, for example. I had to see stupid shows like this. And there was a lot of them. There was Davy and Goliath, a claymation show
I remember it.
about a boy and his dog. And you're like, wow, that's really cool. And so some guy shows up to Adult Swim and says, I got one for you. And they're like, did you just remake Davy and Goliath? He's like, no.
Of a sort, I did.
Well, no. You just got to watch it.
Yeah.
And I think he actually coined that he was doing this, or it came up in an interview. The aim was reverse Flanderization.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me this once.
Because I think it's incredible. Whoever said it was goated, you're goated because you're right.
Yeah, Ivas has been telling me to watch that for years. I need to actually do it at some point.
Because Voss got takes out here.
Yeah.
But it's so you end up going through this whole first season, and you get to the end, and they go, all right, I'm glad that you've learned the characters that we've given you. Now let's actually watch them. And it just expands. It's beautiful. It's great.
Reverse Flanderization is an incredible way of wording it. Yeah, it really is. Like from what I've seen of it, it's a great show. I just never like got around to watching the rest of it, but I need to.
Fair. No, I mean I go back and I do it every now and then just because it always gives me an incredible rush of vibes. Also, you get exposed to the Mountain Goats. And if you don't know music by the Mountain Goats, what are you doing, buddy?
You know what Adult Swim show I really want to go back and watch again, but I fucking have been putting it off, is the Boondocks. And the reason I've been putting it off is, well, I know that Sailing the High Seas exists, but let's ignore that for the moment. HBO is missing a couple episodes because of fucking bullshit.
Well, no, that's why it's ethical to get them this way.
Well, no, I'm not getting into the ethics. I just don't feel like dealing with that part.
Oh,
And I want to I want to just buy the fucking box set and own it forever. But I'm just waiting for them to release it on anything past DVD.
you're not gonna get what you want.
Well, I mean, they're probably going to re-release it on Blu-ray sooner or later. That's all I need. I don't need new bonus features or anything. I just don't want to watch it in SD.
Fair.
I mean, I did after 20 fucking years of begging finally get a complete series DVD of 03 Ninja Turtles cartoons. So
I just couldn't wait to watch the greatness of the Boondocks.
Oh yeah, I watched back when it was on Netflix and they hadn't taken those episodes off. I watched it years ago. I just want to go watch it again. I want to buy the fucking disc.
See all of them.
What'd you say?
I'm still positive you didn't see all of them.
They hadn't taken those ones off yet.
There's one they took off back in the cable days.
Yeah, but it was on Netflix. That was the thing, was that it used to be that the ones they were too bitch made to air on TV did go onto streaming.
So which one do you think I'm talking about?
Is it this one that Ivas is bringing up? The one where Uncle Ruckus becomes a racist singer? Because I have seen that one.
There's one where he becomes a racist singer. There's the hunger strike against BET that got banned.
I saw that one.
There's the banned one about Jerome Williams.
I did see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I saw all of them, I think.
There's another BET one that I think doesn't get seen a lot, where it's where they're trying to make a show about Uncle Ruckus.
I saw that one too.
Singer. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, back then they had the only one that was controversial enough that it was taken off Netflix was the Muhammad episode of South Park. But
you know why that's funny?
Why?
So the Muhammad episode of South Park's a great fuck you. So first, South Park tries to do the Muhammad thing, and they're like, you can't put him on. They're like, all right, so we're going to do the black box thing. And they're like, all right, you can do that this one time. Then they tried to do it again for the 200th anniversary. Adults or Comedy Central was like, no, we're not. No, we're not even letting you touch this. And they're like, can we have him inside of a truck? And they have the South Park guys negotiate and show the same way they had to negotiate seeing Muhammad. Anyways, you don't see him, right? Damn, Trey lost? Not really. So do you want to know where you see every single character inside of a season in South Park?
In the intro?
In the intro.
I remember that. I remember noticing that at the time. Because
you can't black out the intro. He's in everything from that season.
So the episode, the at the time it was only one episode that was missing. Because they hadn't taken the others down yet like they have now. So Netflix streaming didn't have it, but Netflix, the DVD plan still existed back then. And they had the full DVD box set. So I just rented that one disc from the season 4 or whatever DVD. So I recognized the clip. And then every episode after that, I was like, they fucking snuck a clip of him into the intro for like the next couple seasons till they changed it again.
Trey.
You magnificent bastard.
Trey always wins.
By the way, to bring it back to the thing we were saying about religious upbringings and it being reflected in TV, Trey Parker didn't grow up Mormon, but he grew up around enough Mormons that he had a lifelong fascination with them, and that's why fucking Book of Mormon and the numerous other parodies he's done of Mormonism exist.
Also, Matt grew up Jewish.
Yeah, that's true. Did you ever see the Book of Mormon, by the way? The play.
Okay. Poverty has not allowed me to see it. However, I can quote most of the soundtrack to you.
True.
So I also have seen a bootleg, but like,
okay. Yeah, I want them. I don't even need like a full movie adaptation. I just want them to do what they did with Hamilton, where they have like the 3-camera setup, but like they're good cameras. Just because I want to watch it again, but I don't want to fucking pay to see it again.
Why not?
I don't know what it was when I went the first time because I was a kid still, but I doubt it was that cheap.
Yeah, but it's like mad cheaper now because it's not like the leading on Broadway anymore.
True. I mean, by the time I saw it, it was still the original cast, but it was like literally the last show with the original cast.
Oh, look, listen, you saw Josh Gad. Go fuck
Yeah, I did.
yourself. Like, go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah, it was great. Part of why I want to see it again is also because the seats we had were like up on the really high old balconies. They were giving me this like vertigo effect, and I felt dizzy for half the fucking play.
Fair. Yeah, well, we could probably throw 75 each and get like a decent ticket.
These days, yeah, probably. I don't know. I just want them to like do the Hamilton Disney Plus version. Yeah, I had a shirt of that for the longest time. Yeah, like I bought because we bought a couple things from the gift shop because you couldn't find them anywhere else back then, and I bought the Hassadiki Eagle Eye shirt and wore it to school and everything. And there was like one other kid who got it.
Once when I was working my freight job, someone was like, "Hey, it's like, what are you listening to in your headphone right now?" Because I was just in the back working away, and I'm like, "All right, this is gonna be a bit of a. Are you sure?" And it was the new tale of Joseph Smith.
Dum 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 dum.
God, you really came in at the best part.
I assume given what a big fan of Parker and Stone you are, I assume you've seen Orgasmo, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Because was that their first time exploring Mormons, or was that their second? Because they did Cannibal the Musical, but I forget if that had Mormons in it.
I think it might have like a throwaway about it.
Yeah, because like I said, Trey grew up with a lifelong kind of fascination with them as a people.
Because they're a cult. And they're interesting.
But also, like, I think not his first girlfriend, but I think like the first girl he ever went on a date with in like 7th grade was a Mormon. So he learned like a bit about it from her, and it kind of just like left an impact on him.
So just to be clear, you're saying that after all these years, there's still a bit of dampness left from that soaking?
I mean, I don't think he even got that far with her, but yes. I mean, hell, I get it. Like, the first girl I had a crush on when I was, like, 14 years old, I still occasionally see an adult woman who looks kind of like her and go, ooh.
Oh, God. Here comes the commitment again.
Yeah. Got me thinking about how glad I am the only time I've ever been asked what I was listening to at work when the answer was James Brown. Do not feel like explaining Merzbow to my coworkers. True.
Oh, it's come up in some of the weirdest times. Once I was listening to Space Potato talk about his weird not Nazi ideology, and so I was like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, "Oh,
I was not a Nazi polka."
That's got you, hasn't it?
Yes, but the Klan song is my favorite of theirs.
Your friendly local neighborhood Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, that's my favorite, but I did also love the Nazi polka one.
I just think it's great that the guy who wrote "Take Me Home, Country Roads" just did that in his youth, and like that was what he liked to do for fun.
It's also notable that his song "Take Me Home, Country Roads," which is all about West Virginia, he's actually talking about things that are in Western Virginia, which is notable because West Virginia is a shithole that should be burned off the map.
Whoa,
whereas Virginia has some redeeming
qualities. Whoa. Yeah. People like you are the reason Mothman is a problem. Relax.
I know.
Oh my God. Respect the hardworking miners who have allowed for industry to flourish. Gosh golly, mistletoe and holly.
Yeah, they really, by the way, those, not to get too off topic, but coal miners in Kentucky and West Virginia are like a fucking cult. Like, you can offer them a better, safer, higher paying job, and they'll think of it as like betraying their roots. It's so weird.
Someone's got to mine the coal, and they're the ones who mine the coal.
Really, nobody needs to mine the coal, but that's a whole larger conversation about renewable energy.
Well, yeah, no, like, until you present to them a situation in which they don't have to mine the coal, someone's got to mine the coal.
Yeah, it's so, like, I get that they're not like the only people, but hang on. Whoa. West Virginia only exists because their people didn't want to secede and join the CSA, with the rest of Virginia. It was all one state till Virginia seceded. Yeah, then what happened? There was a thing called the party switch. It's not just that. It's more complicated than that. But yeah, things flipped, and now Virginia is the relatively democratic state, and West Virginia is the deep red state.
Yeah, but you still got to put respect on West Virginia at a point.
It is funny that it only exists because the citizenry disagreed over whether or not to fucking join the Confederates.
It's history's weird like that. Rhode Island didn't sign the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. Fucking. Do you know what year it was when Mississippi officially ratified the 13th Amendment?
Let's say 1985.
It was 2013.
Okay, yeah.
I remember it because I was in high school when it happened,
Yeah.
but I remember that the story was because it was just like a little curiosity news story on Daily Show and shit. The story was that they'd like agreed to do it via senatorial vote, whatever the fuck, in 1995, and just the paperwork kind of got lost, and they didn't realize till 2013, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we never signed this one, did we?" But
Oh,
yeah,
like,
well, yeah, true. It is Mississippi after all. There's literally a saying in like Alabama and shit called "Thank God for Mississippi," and it's literally just because Mississippi sucks so badly that they'll never be the worst at anything.
I don't know. Most sayings in Alabama are like pretty terrible things.
I actually am sad to report Mississippi did something right in the past couple of years. They brought phonics back in early childhood education, and now their fucking position on the child literacy charts just went boom.
What is phonics exactly?
Like basically teaching the concept of what sounds the letter makes.
They don't do that?
Well, they used to when we were in school, and then they fucking stopped. And that's why all the kids today, they can't really read so much as they have just memorized what words look like.
Well, there's like 3 problems there, but yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's that fucking one that was going around Reddit the other day where he was saying how he was playing Battlefield online and a 12-year-old couldn't sound out the word grenade. A 12-year-old.
I mean,
Crazy how much easier it is for kids to learn to read when you teach them how to read.
pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, so we're not teaching the kids how to read, and we're like, damn, they don't know how to read.
Yeah, like, no,
Damn.
it's we're basically doing what we've been doing with the education system for decades, which is teaching them rote memorization. So like you can put the word bear on the fucking board and they'll go, "Oh yeah, that's the word bear." But then if you ask them to sound out each letter, or rather if you like gave them each letter, they'd have trouble with which one it is. Ironically, I'm having trouble speaking myself, but
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of a setup because set out the word bear, but it's the animal.
yeah. But it's like I don't know. Like they get that, oh yeah, that combo says bear, but then they're like, is that a buh? Like it's really depressing.
So I guess what I'm hearing is like if I was to present a kid with like say an ingredient box and be like, read these words at the bottom, they'd be like, I don't know what they mean. I'd be like, I don't know what they mean either, kid. Just read them.
Well, I mean, they'd be able to say whatever words they recognized. But
No,
like,
like-
yeah, if you show them a new word, they pretty much just can't sound it out.
Like
The only
Oh,
writing
wow.
system where it makes sense to do the rote memorization thing is Hanzi. Yeah, and I don't know anything about that one. I'm sure you do, but I do not.
What's Hanzi?
I think that's like the Japanese. Ivas will explain it in a second. It's not their writing system specifically. It's like
Well, they
something
have a few.
particular. Yeah, exactly. It's like one of their writing systems.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I know what we're talking about here.
You know, in hindsight, I'm really grateful. Oh, it's Chinese. Okay. In hindsight, I'm really grateful of how often my mom, when I was a young child, told me sound it out to a word I didn't recognize. I didn't know what she was doing at the time, but I really appreciate it.
I mean, shit. All we need is to give these kids some electronics that aren't internet connected.
Yeah, or really, frankly, letting them have those isn't necessarily a problem. The problem in general is that they're not really being like regulated on how to use it.
Well, no, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, as silly as it sounds,
Japanese kanji, Korean hanja, and the way Vietnamese was written before French colonization are all derived from Hanzi. That is interesting. I really need to learn more about Asian history. My fucking public school education was too Eurocentric.
I mean, China's got a fucking long history.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a fair amount about
And
China,
then
but I
there's
learned it
katakana.
long
Is
enough
that
ago.
the other one?
Which one?
I think after kanji, it's katakana. I think. I don't know.
The word sounds familiar, but I wouldn't know if it's the next one.
It's been too long. Also, isn't it great the Vietnamese before the French colonization? Because
Yeah, true.
who needs that culture, man? We can just all say merci beaucoup. It's fine. It's fine.
You know, it's really funny in thinking about the like child literacy thing. Like, it's so disturbing how many fucking parents don't read to their goddamn kids. Because that's like basically the foundational point. Like I was telling someone the other day who's like one of my friends just got married, so they're not trying for kids yet, but they probably will in like a couple of years. And I told him, like, in terms of your child's like long-term developmental success, reading to them daily or like basically as often as you can from the moment they're conceived is as important as like feeding them healthy meals.
I don't know about all that.
It really, like, that sounds like an exaggeration, but like, yeah, if you don't read to your kid like every fucking day and like really kind of in an engaged manner, like, you're not going to make them interested in reading, and by making them not interested in reading, you're going to fuck up the course of their life, basically.
I don't know. Can't relate. I read.
Well, yeah, that's good.
I mean, my parents weren't reading to me every night.
Well, you're really lucky then, because a lot of kids whose parents don't read to them every night kind of grow up to not really give a shit about books.
What's the point of early education if not to expose them to the joys of learning?
True. That's kind of what I'm getting at, but early education starts at home.
I mean, it can, but public education should assume the obvious, which is not everyone's home life is the same. And
Yeah,
so
that is true. I'm not like saying that school shouldn't be there to help. I just mean, like, basically what I'm saying is if you want to give your kids a really quick and dirty head start in life, read to them as often as you can.
That
like,
isn't a head start, but if you want to give your kids a real head start, teach them a language before they turn 5. But
that too. That is also not at all a bad idea. I don't think it's as necessary as the reading thing, but it's not a bad idea at all.
I mean, I don't know. I'm tired of all these Americans who only speak one language, me included. So, like, shit.
Yeah, like, I'm thinking back on
kids.
I mean, I talk on this show a lot about how my mom is a wonderful human being, and I'm thinking back on my early childhood now, and it was like, yep, every single fucking night, either her or my dad read me a story or a chapter of a book as I got older. My mom was literally like reading to me while she was pregnant.
I don't know, man. That just sounds like your family's a bunch of nerds.
Well, they are, but you know, that's not a bad thing. Hiragana and katakana, collectively referred to as kana, are how Japanese is written as a syllabary. Jesus, I can't fucking read either.
I guess
instead of pictographically like kanji. Hiragana is for words of Japanese origin, and katakana is for transliterating non-Japanese words. Yeah, that is actually interesting, because I've noticed, maybe not with Japanese particularly, but like with Chinese for sure, because I had a Chinese roommate, like as in from China, not just like an Asian dude. And so he had like a fairly good knowledge of English, but not fluent. So I'd hear him overhear him on the phone talking in Chinese, and he had like a tech job and shit. And so he would be speaking Chinese, and then there'd all of a sudden be like a random 1 or 2 word burst of English for a word that was like too recent to really have a traditional Chinese equivalent.
I mean,
like,
we have it in English, it's just not as common.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, touche. Like the phrase touche is arguably one
what
of those.
What about umami?
Yeah, exactly. But like, it was just interesting because I'm not going to do the fucking accent, don't worry. But I'd hear him going like, I don't speak Chinese, so I'm hearing like da 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 microchip da 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 da. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess they don't really have a Chinese word for microchip, do they? Because that word is so new.
Well, I think it's more why make up new words for things that exist when it's a new technological development.
Yeah, exactly. You would have needed to make up a new word for a new technological development a few hundred years ago, but now that you have the internet and now everybody can communicate directly with each other with no delay, now it makes a lot more sense to just have the one word if it's new tech.
Well, I mean, if you did it a couple hundred years ago, you also have the often thing about, okay, the reason you have the word sail and then you have a translated different word for sail is because two cultures made sails and called it different things. It's not like one's right over the other. But
true,
like,
but you'd
one
also
dude made a microchip and he's like, this is a microchip. And then he communicated it and they're like, well, all right, this is a microchip.
And plus, like, even let's say that only one culture invented the sail and then taught the other how to do it and said, this is called a sail. They then leave, and that culture's left alone for like minimum a few months before the next boat comes along. It makes sense they'd come up with their own term for it.
Why? I mean, we use the word ballast, like.
No, but like, I don't even mean just language. Like, if you think of certain like American subcultures, like, you know, inner city black people will have like a new term for an existing thing, and they just did that for fun, basically.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. That's you're talking about slang versus a technological development of an actual needed word.
Yeah, but then again, really all language is slang when you get to it. It's all fucking made up.
No. Because when you have something new, you need a word at a certain point to describe it.
Some people that lean more conservative, depending on the culture, does not necessarily a perfect synonym for right wing. True. See loan words as a corruption of culture, so they reconstruct the word from the same root words. And yes, all languages do have loan words.
Yeah, I mean,
I like when Ivas is in chat. He's fucking smarter than either of us.
It's valuable to have someone in chat, but yeah, no, it's not a unique development. It's just how do I put this? English is like already robbing so much from French and a bunch of other languages, we don't notice it as much.
Yeah, English is 3 languages in a trench coat or whatever the fucking meme said.
Yeah, that whole bit. So like I just think it's a little harder to notice and point them out, and so we'll notice it in other cultures more easily. But like,
yeah, plus then because the different languages come from different things, like for example, we have the word son spelled differently but pronounced the same to refer to your son or the son. And like, I mean, I might be wrong with this particular example, but a lot of the time the reason that happens is because one of those words comes from German and one comes from French, and they just happen to sound similar.
I mean, because I know Latin kind of does the whole filius thing, which gets translated to most Roman languages.
Yep.
I believe that this is just because English oftentimes has German words.
But yeah, especially German,
like Roman grammar of it. So I think that's what happened with that one, or at least with the sun going down. Plus, as far as referring to our sun, that's a weird thing too, because like you might argue that the sun's kind of a proper noun, because like it's a star and it's just the star close to us. But we call it the sun. But we wouldn't call another star the sun. It's almost a fucking title if you really get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like how our moon's official name is like the moon.
Yeah. Like,
fuck space travel. The Sahara Desert.
Oh, the whole desert thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, then look at say ancient England, where you'll have like 3 places named the same thing. It doesn't fucking matter.
Only tangential, but there's an Aboriginal Australian language where the word for dog is dog by pure coincidence. That's awesome. Is it actually true, the urban legend I've heard, that the word kangaroo comes from a word that was like, what'd you say? Like, do you know that story, Nick?
I've never even heard this one at all.
According to the story, the reason the animal is called the kangaroo is because the fucking limeys showed up in Australia and they met the Aboriginals and they saw a kangaroo hop by and they were like, "Rightio, old chap, that's a fascinating creature. What do you call that thing?" and the Aboriginals went kangaroo, which they were like, oh, the kangaroo, interesting. But what the Aboriginals meant by kangaroo was like, wait, what'd you say? I don't know if that's true, but like, I choose to believe it because it's funny.
I always find it interesting whenever people describe the English people that went to Australia. They give them like the pip pip type of English.
I just did
no. Because like if I would make them into like the street urchins from a Charles Dickens book. Like I can't do accents or shit. I'm not gonna try. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if I'd been
really
like
angry inner southern, well, not southern London. I think it's just middle London accent.
I was just looking for the most exaggerated British accent I could to make my non-attempt at the Aboriginal accent contrast.
I mean, you're so white. Any accent you do is an English accent.
That's true. We also have like 5 deserts on Earth where the name is the endonymic word for desert. Yeah, Sahara,
desert,
for example.
The desert. You have the Yangtze River, which I'm pretty sure is the river. Wait, I think it's the Yangtze.
Speaking of Asian things with the word yang in them, I recently finished reading the Avatar Yang Chen novels, and they were surprisingly good. I just thought I should tell you that because you're a fan. The kangaroo thing is not true. It's a loan word from another Aboriginal language. Okay, thank you.
It does kind of sound a little silly. Here's my hot Avatar take. Anytime we go backwards, we're not going to make a lot of people happy. And like, maybe we just kind of accept it. I don't know. Like
I will say that one of the advantages of the both Kyoshi and Yang Chen novels so far is that they both just tell one story in the Avatar's life. Like, they don't go through their whole life. They go through like a specific, maybe 18-month period of their life.
This one time at band camp?
Kind of, yeah. There is not exactly that, but there's romance in them. But like, like the Kyoshi novels are only the first, couple year or two of her time as being like the public Avatar, and then there's another 150 years after that to tell more stories of. So you never feel like they're nuking the lore or like closing off doors for later stories. There's always room for like, oh yeah, well that's just one of the adventures Yang Chen went on.
I like that. It's not like Avatar 1.
Yeah.
Also, without naming the first Avatar, Wan is a stupid pun.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? The Kyoshi novels in particular were excellent. I cannot recommend the Kyoshi novels enough.
I gotta check this out.
Yeah, the Yang Chen ones, well, it's not that they weren't as good. I don't find Yang Chen quite as dynamic a character as Kyoshi, but they were still, like, good. They're still very, very good.
You're telling me that the Airbender is less dynamic than the Earthbender?
No. Well, okay, so I won't spoil or anything, but the thing they do that makes Yang Chen really interesting is that she, how every Avatar has the connection to their past lives, right?
Sure.
Hers is so strong that it's basically a form of mild dissociative identity disorder.
That's great. I love that.
Like she'll occasionally lose control and like basically be possessed by a past life.
That's such a great story feature. And I wish I could see that in a future Avatar, but I can't because of Korra. I hate you, Korra.
Well, maybe they'll fucking rebuild it. You don't know.
You can't just rebuild. She cut it off. It's dead.
Magic. I don't know. It's a bunch of bullshit. They can do whatever they want if they want to. The question is, what will it be good?
It's Korra. Has it been? No.
Anyway, yeah. So like, there's a kind of recurring bit in the Yang Chen books that when they cut to the chapters from her friends and other characters' POVs, they'll know if she's having a rough night if they can hear her like doing forms or meditating or exercising in the middle of the night. They know like, oh, she doesn't want to sleep right now because she can feel one of them trying to take over.
That's great, dude.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, sorry, my past life just came and wanted to go fuck some dude up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, she's like mostly got control of, by the time we meet her, she's like 16, 17 years old. And so she's like got a pretty good handle on it. But in times where she's vulnerable, like when she's sleeping, it can still happen occasionally.
I could go for like a nice series about that one Avatar who just chilled the whole time and he just went to surfing competition, and that's all.
Oh, Kuruk?
Yeah, just
So
like
that's the thing. We haven't gotten books about him yet because they basically told the important beats of his story in the Kyoshi novel. The whole like laid back surfer slacker Avatar thing was a cover for the fucking war he was waging inside the spirit world.
that's cool. Who's he waging it on? Oh, No
Um,
Face guy.
Among others, yeah, it was dark spirits
Who?
in general. And then it turns out, according to the Kyoshi novel, that was because of a mistake Yang Chen made back in the day.
That's
She
fine.
made a decision to help people that accidentally aggrieved the spirits. So then when the next Avatar came in, they were like, "Ooh, fucking payback time, bitch."
Uh,
So basically Kuruk like used the slacker shit as a cover so nobody would wonder why he was disappearing for like weeks or months at a time.
I could say that I have no hope for this, and there's no way they could pull themselves out of this hole. But do we see this name, folks? I'm
Hopeful
hoping
for
for
fun.
Fallout. Anything's possible.
Hey, you know what? If the fucking Halloween franchise could come back and make a few movies that were pretty good, like I know you have your issues with Korra, but like, come on, are we really going to compare it to Halloween Resurrection?
It's okay. I got a couple problems with her as a person, but it's more like, fuck, you fucked up my power structure so much. I don't even know how to even just as a writer, I'm like, y'all put yourselves in a couple holes here. You have like 6 elements now.
By the way, before I get into that, according to Wikipedia, Gugu Yimidir, the language from which we get the word Gangaru, which became kangaroo in English, is up to over 800 native speakers thanks to revitalization efforts. I didn't know about any of that, but I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
I am always happy when cultures stop dying out.
Give him the island back. I don't fucking know.
I'm more of a Korra defender than some, but I fully agree. Fuck the Avatar wand shit. Genuinely awful lore.
Okay, thank you. Like that's where we could meet in the middle. I'd say like if we can at least agree there's some bad elements of lore drops here, I can accept a lot of shit. Because like obviously, Korra is a person. Every Avatar is just a person. I mean, they also hell the writers were trying with like a lot of the things, and I get the whole
and they were interested in trying something new, which I respect.
Yeah,
Book 2 in general is just so ass Lamau. Yeah, that's probably the weakest of the 4.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't help that Legend of Korra was supposed to be a miniseries, but it was so popular it kept getting greenlit for more seasons, so they kind of had to keep improvising every time.
Amon was a great villain. And like it was cool when you weren't giving me a villain of the fucking month. Okay, to be clear, 2 is that my uncle's a shitty person?
Yeah, it's Unalaq. Okay. Unalaq and Vaatu, and then at the end, Unavaatu.
Oh, yeah, every single thing about that entire
I can't believe I forgot to tell you this. The Yang Chen novels tell the fucking origin story of the group that created, among others, Combustion Man.
They made him?
Yeah. No. His powers aren't just like that. That's why because you thought that the one from Korra was his daughter, and that's why she had the same powers. No, they just were part of the same program.
Oh, it's a super soldier thing? That's cool. That's cool.
Sort of. It's not super soldier in the sense that it creates, like it gives them a serum. It's super soldier in the sense that it identifies people who have like the natural inclinations that will be good for this program, and then basically abuses them to mold their powers into a certain shape.
True.
Like they don't get too into it because it is a book that's ostensibly supposed to be read by like younger kids, like kids as well as adults. So they don't want to be too fucked up and violent. But they
oh no, but I can have Zahir just breaking every single thing and just strangling dudes. That's
well,
cool.
So that is the thing. These books are a little more visceral than the shows have been because they're books and they don't have images. But Like they mentioned that one of the fucked up things it's mostly kids in this program, by the way, too. One of the fucked up things they do to the kids is hold them underwater and try to make them firebend with no oxygen. Because that like trains the muscles that can then do the like, not the literal muscles, but
So what about my boy Zuko?
What about him? Like
out here bending to keep warm in the Arctic waters in the North Pole. Where's his sparky boom?
Well, that's the thing is most candidates fail the training, and by fail I mean die. That's
Zuko
why
never
there's
failed.
only ever like one or two of these guys at a time, is
Not
because
my Zuzu.
yeah, like Combustion Man is probably the only member of his class of 50 that survived.
Okay.
Or who knows if it was 50. Yeah, that's just a number I pulled out of my head, or out of my ass, really. But
that's already better than season 2 of Korra, dude. Nah, that's
yeah. Well, these aren't written directly by Bryke, but they're like in consultation with them. But so far, all 6 of the ones they've released have all been by the same author. So even when he's writing different characters, his vision for the Avatar universe still feels a little bit cohesive.
Okay.
The ATLA explanation for where all the original human benders learned the craft from various animals.
It was great.
And then Legend of Korra comes along. Actually, the ancient lion turtles just gave them bending with their magic claws.
It was romantic where like two lovers
learn
to earthbend to meet in the middle where like we have like we have such great culture of like, oh, I'm learning from dragons because we're an intricate tribe who understands.
That is still where they learned to control it, so it didn't completely shit on it, but yeah, it was a little bit nicer when it was ambiguous.
It kind of undermines it, bro. All those lion turtles.
Also, Zahir is my goat. I won't accept the slander. Yeah, Zahir is fucking badass.
He's badass. I'm just like, okay, nah, he's badass, but what's up with dismantling the Earth Kingdom and then turning around and being like, all right, I guess we're just gonna let him establish a brand new what? He let that government fall and then did nothing, and I don't know, dude. I'm feeling a certain sort of way about that.
I'd need to rewatch to have a cogent defense. I am a pretty strong defender of most elements of Korra, but I mean, I'm sure you can notice stuff that I didn't and be like, oh yeah, that is stupid. But I haven't watched it in like 5 years, so I'd need to refresh my memory to properly argue.
True, because there's parts I love about it that I thought were like really neat. Like previously on Korra, the idea that I'm using a steampunk city and then I'm going to introduce culture like this is very satisfying.
Ivas, you might remember better than me, but wasn't Prince Wu, didn't he abdicate? Or did he abdicate and then he was elected again? Was that what happened? Okay.
Yeah, so he pretty much undermined the security of the regime for a short-term happy where we have a president thing, but we have no real setup for how this is going to go into a good democratic system. Just gonna throw that out there.
By the way, so yesterday for Christmas, among other things, I got.
Also, who even voted? Like, because like, how am I going to a small village and being like, yo, for the first time in the history of the nation, you all got to vote? I don't trust those numbers.
Yeah, to be fair, this is for kids, so I accept a little more simplicity than I normally would. But
if the first show's for kids and you assume that you're going to retain audience, you can't completely claim it's just for kids.
Yeah, that's fair. Though plenty of modern kids who weren't even born when Avatar aired love it now. To be fair.
Oh, grandpa energy.
I know, fucking unk-pilled. So for Christmas yesterday, among other things, I got the next Avatar comic. Like whatever the next one I hadn't read was, which I guess was like the one about Iroh and June.
Wait, did Iroh hit?
Well, I just started it, so not yet. But anyway, that's not what I'm getting at. No, it's not just about that. It's about so these all take place after the show, right?
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I figure.
Yeah. Well, not all of them. Some take place like between seasons or between episodes, but most of them take place after the show. Man. So, basically, like a bounty gets put out on Iroh, and June comes to collect, and they're both curious why the bounties. Anyway, But there's a cool little. Remember that one moment Iroh gets in that one episode where he's kind of a creep to her?
No. Jesus Christ, everyone gets way weird about this. Yes, I know the moment you're talking about. I don't think it's as bad as people make it.
It's
yes.
not that bad, but anyway, it's the closest thing to an Animal House bit that Avatar ever did.
That's a wild statement.
So there's actually a bit that I was reading last night where he kind of, like, despite ostensibly being her prisoner, the two of them decide to team up because they both want the same answers. And he agrees to help her get her money regardless, type of thing.
There is a decent amount of cross-dressing bits in Avatar, just to throw that one out there.
Yeah. So anyway, at one point, Iroh says to June, like, you know, the first time we met, I behaved disrespectfully to you, and I apologize. Like, I should have acted better, type of thing. And it's like, oh, damn, they're sort of acknowledging the fact that times have changed a little.
God, they're really Scott Pilgriming this one.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. But, yeah, it's nice. June, I don't know if she likes him sexually, but June clearly likes him personally. Like, she clearly finds him a charming person.
All I'm saying is Iroh got big George Clooney energy.
There's also, I'm sure they're going to pick this up, but I only read the first, like, chapter. At the beginning of it, they get into the fact that not every member of Ba Sing Se is cool with the fact that Iroh lives there now.
Yeah, wait. He's still living there?
Yeah, he still lives there after the. I mean, I don't know how many years after this is. This might only be like 6 months after, but like, I'm guessing 6 months based on the fact that everyone looks the same. But yeah, no, Iroh fucking runs the Jasmine Dragon in Ba Sing Se. That's what he does.
I guess I figured he would be like with Zuko a lot, though.
Well, he is. I mean, I doubt he's doing any one thing full time, but like, and plus, like I said, the time period is ambiguous. This could be like only a week after, and then he closed it down later. It doesn't matter. But there is the bit I know you know about from one of the earlier comics where Iroh is left interim Fire Lord, and the only thing he does with it is make a new holiday about tea, because that's he's not actually interested in power at all, which is part of why I love him as a character.
I mean, his kid died in search of power. He's like an old ass reference to, like, I forget what Buddhist general it is, but there's some character that like he like is specifically a lot like.
Yeah, it's I don't know, they're cool comics. Like, they're not amazing. I like the books better, but the comics have some cool shit in it. They did not that we needed them to do it because the creators said it, but they showed us fucking Korosami. I mean, we don't see them fuck, but like, because these are for kids. But like, we actually got to see them kiss, and like, they tell their family and friends about the relationship, and reactions to it happen, and they gesture at the fact that not everyone's going to be cool with it.
Okay, this is where I'm like, why are we doing that?
Well, I don't know. Like, it's not the theme of the story, but like, they kind of like, they go home to visit Korra's dad.
Why am I supposed to assume there's automatically homophobes inside my fantasy world?
Presumably because kids will encounter it in the real world, and they want kids to get a sense of like, oh, it's not the craziest thing ever. These characters have dealt with it too. I don't know. Like,
yeah, but next thing you know, people are going to think elves talking to dwarves with racism is the same as like the racism you encounter in day-to-day life. Like, it's a fake fucking world.
Also, apparently under Avatar Sozin, gay marriage was banned.
What is that ever brought up? What?
Well, because they tell Korra's dad, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine with that, but just like, people might be assholes to you about it. And Korra's like, that's fine, I can kill anybody I see. And so he's kind of like walking her through like which parts of the world she can expect the most shit from, basically.
But like, okay, so to be clear, Sozin ban's a thing.
Well, it's implied that
Sozin's the dude that everyone hates, who waged 100-year-long war against the world.
Yeah.
And then great old guy who's like, love everyone be my friend, goes and defeats that army. And people are like, nah, he had some real good fucking ideas. What are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
Anyway, when he brings it up, the thing about it being banned under Sozin, the implication is that it wasn't because Sozin was homophobic. It's just because he wanted more soldiers.
Once again, wilding. Like,
yeah, I know.
Bro, I know how Spartans work.
I kind of don't like the thing where they say that it was specifically the Fire Nation that banned same-sex marriage. There's so much in the original series about how even the Fire Nation... I think I know where you're going, and I think I
Fire
agree.
Nation has actual good culture and good people, and it's like one aristocracy that's causing a problem.
So that's actually what he says. Korra's dad, when he's explaining, like, it's totally permissible here, and he says, the actual populace of the Fire Nation has historically been very queer positive, though it was marriage was banned under Sozin.
I just can't even understand, like, what's the motivation? Because, like, what is there, like, Avatar Jesus?
Well, I mean, in Sozin's case, there's the whole thing about loyal soldiers and everything. Anyway, there's so much in the original series about how even though the Fire Nation is this evil, fascistic colonial force, the nations they're attempting to colonize aren't perfect. If any nation bans same-sex marriage, it should have been the Earth Kingdom since forever. He got into that.
Nah,
he got into
I'd
the
go
fact...
Northern Water Tribe.
Yeah, maybe them too.
I'd say Northern Water Tribe. They're the most patriarchal, obviously disrespectful towards women. Therefore, they want to impose sex and or I'm sorry, traditional like roles.
Yeah,
I don't know. They would just cause the biggest problem in my mind. The Earth Kingdom's so spread out. Like,
so hang on, let me grab the fucking comic because I actually just realized I literally have it 5 feet away from me on my shelf. I'm gonna flip through and see exactly what he said.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I do like to take that the Earth Kingdom would do it before the Fire Nation. All these cultures are really flawed. It is kind of turning these dudes into comic book villains more than the villains we're dealing with now.
Okay, let's see if I can find the exact page. I know it was right near the beginning.
Alrighty.
But keep talking while I do.
So, if the Fire Nation banned it, does that mean that the Southern Water people don't care at all because they didn't get conquered?
Let me find out.
Like there's just so much weird what?
God damn it, where are you?
Hmm.
Because I know, like, part of it is that her dad is like, you should kind of keep that shit private so no one fucks with you type of attitude.
That's just so... Why?
I mean, the whole point is for her to get mad at him and say, fuck you.
No, not like why on a personal level. Just like, why societally or socially would anyone be like...
The misogyny of the Northern Water Tribe and the homophobia of the Earth Kingdom would have been good parallels for one another. Yeah, that is true.
Okay, valid take. I like that. I like that.
Okay, I'm gonna keep.
I mean, you could do something really interesting too, where like you could have this be especially prominent in like inner Earth Kingdom, where they got control over everyone.
Yeah.
But like, it's a giant fucking territory, dude. There's no way that they're able to govern people out there just doing whatever. I mean,
come on, man. I know you're around here somewhere.
So everything on the planet is within a nation, right?
Barring like islands too small to be on maps, it seems to be the case.
So, like, for example, the random ass, secluded ass area that the 100-year-old Indian coded guy was at.
Guru Patik, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know his name.
Oh, here it is. I forgot. It was not Korra's father. It was Kaya, Tenzin's sister.
Oh, yeah. What? Aang's kid? I hate it here.
So,
I hate it here.
Okay, so what Kaya says... Anyway, Korra says they seemed overly worried about what other people would say. And then Kaya says the That's water tribe tradition for you. People like to keep family matters private. No one's going to disown you for coming out, but our culture would prefer you keep it to yourself. So Korra asks, how did Aang react when you told him? Because Kaya's a lesbian.
Sure.
And she says, he was nothing but supportive. Remember, my father grew up in the air temples where men and women didn't hide who they loved. The air nomads were accepting of differences and embraced everyone no matter their orientation. For most of its history, the Fire Nation was tolerant too, but then Fire Lord Sozin took power. He decreed, Jesus, my fucking throat is dry. He decreed that same-sex relationships were criminal. Even Avatar Kyoshi, who by all accounts loved men and women, true, we know from her book, was unable to effect any kind of real progress. After all, the Earth Kingdom has been the slowest to accept change and the most militaristically repressive.
There's only one way I will take this take. And it's probably not this. But you want to know what would make this kind of amusing?
What?
If Sozin banned it because fucks his face. Avatar Roku didn't want to fuck. He's like, nah. That's it. Banned. You ain't loving no one but me, boy. That would be great. Don't think we're doing that at all.
Distinct possibility.
Would be fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, so it looks like I was remembering it wrong, and yes, the Earth Kingdom was the most repressive.
Well, that's nice.
Hang on. Yeah, that is a good point. Homophobia is a lot more enforced in Ba Sing Se, whereas people in the more rural areas of the Earth Kingdom kind of just don't even bother with marriage regardless of gender.
Yeah, because they're just on a farm.
Or not is, since this would be good lore if.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Though this shit that I just read is actual lore. So apparently it is canon that the fucking Earth Kingdom is the most homophobic.
Like, who says that?
Well, I just read the whole thing. Kaya was saying, like, the Earth Kingdom has the longest standing interest in homophobia.
Okay, so they're just old at it, though. But then they're all shitty.
Yeah, the Fire Nation is by and large tolerant throughout its history, other than when it was controlled by the fascists.
I mean, shit. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. And then the Water Tribe is like tolerant, but because they don't like spreading gossip in general, they're like, why don't we fucking, you know.
I just don't even get why it would be gossip. It's like, damn, he's the best hunter in the tribe. He also has a husband.
I didn't know that was official lore, and I just knew the Earth Kingdom were some phobes. It's like I got evil Gaydar. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, sometimes you walk through a city and you're just like, I could be lynched here. And then, I'm like, that's the vibe you get, Ba Sing Se, you know?
Ironically, the Earth King from Avatar, whose name I forget, but like the one who never left the palace, he gives off a little bit of a flamey vibe.
Well, I mean,
no pun intended.
He did love a bear.
Yeah, exactly. And it was the only bear, seemingly.
Yeah, it's just a bear. It's just a bear.
Does Avatar have an explanation for why there are so many merged animals, or is that just like a conceit of its world?
I think the whole logic is that is the normal, and because they have that one scene where they're at the banquet where we're talking about this bear, and they're like, so it's like a fish bear, or it's like a duck bear. Like,
yeah, exactly. So
like,
I think that's just like a conceit of the world.
Yeah.
That's fine. I like it that way. They didn't let him be a real king because he was too limp-wristed. I mean, that is basically true, except limp-wristed is more metaphorical. Because,
like, the Dai Li had already had their established power thing older than him, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was technically king, but they didn't really have to listen to anything.
Yeah, so I mean, like, he was just always child puppet. I don't even know if that's a limp wrist or, like, you have a whole hand up your ass your whole life.
So do you remember when they aired, and this is a fucking old man deep cut, do you remember how Nickelodeon for a while would air the Avatar series All in Order, but like with the trivia tracks?
Yes, I do.
So according to that, that king took power at age 4.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Just a whole life with a hand up your ass.
Yeah, like, plus That trivia track also confirmed a kind of fan theory that Zuko has like strangely acute hearing.
Well, like Blue Spirit shit.
Well, yes, but even just like as Zuko, like throughout the show, you notice that he very often first knows he's in trouble by hearing something really tiny.
Hmm.
Well, there's actually a very prominent fan theory that Zuko is autistic. And it's like serious. Like these people who actually know shit about autism have this theory. And one of their points of evidence is the fact that he has more acute hearing than the other characters.
I don't even I don't even know. That's
I mean, like I've read the
way.
whole thing. It's interesting. I don't necessarily
Yeah.
believe it, but it's an interesting analysis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. It's very interesting. I mean,
Like it's like when people bring up like the whole trans themes in My Life as a Teenage Robot.
I've never heard of this one.
Well,
Jenny?
you've heard of the yeah.
No, but the buddy, don't you robots playing Jenny to me. That's my girl. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so there's like people have read trans subtext into it, especially with the whole XJ9 "No, my name is Jenny" thing. And the creator of the show was actually really positive about it, and he said like, "Well, I didn't write it with that subtext in mind, but that doesn't mean it's not there. And if you saw something in it that helped you, I'm happy to hear it." Like he had that kind of attitude.
Yeah, no, that I'm glad it helped people. I'm just like, but men aren't robots.
Oh yeah, true, but I don't know. People read trans subtext into it, and the point is that he was like, "Yeah, you can interpret it that way if you want." But it's not like literally true, but it can be subtextually true.
All I know.
It's like the whole oh sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, all I know is I'm more hooked on should Jenny get with Tucker or should Jenny get with Brad?
I'd need to rewatch the show to know the answer, but fuck, what was I just thinking of?
I think his name was Tucker.
Oh, hang on. The Daily are those Republicans that pass anti-gay legislation and then have Grindr accounts. You could have stopped at those Republicans, and I could have implicitly assumed all the rest.
Man.
Funny enough, the band Jimmy Eat World have had a similar reaction to people interpreting the middle as a trans anthem. Yeah, you definitely can. Jeez, that one in particular. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say. Have you heard? There's a similar thing people say about Gwen in Across the Spider-Verse. I think that one's intentional because they literally
like one a little bit, but like I don't know, man. I hear so much of people projecting their views on things, and sometimes it's like the creator says this, and it's like I don't even know anymore.
That's true. The reason I say that I think the Spider-Gwen one is intentional. Yeah, Spider-Gwen is so transcoded it hurts. Yeah, like in the scene where her dad knew she was a superhero, but in the scene where she officially like makes up with him and is like, "Yeah, I am this." Like they're literally washing the scene out in like blue, pink, and white lights at various points. Like it's not.
Yeah, that seems like an intentional choice.
Yeah, now I don't think that I will. I mean, maybe, and it's fine if it is. I don't necessarily think that Gwen Stacy is literally transgender in the context of the story, but the trans subtext is there, and it's almost certainly intentional. Though she could be trans canonically, and that's fine. Whatever, I don't care. It's the fucking multiverse. You can accept that like she got bit by the spider instead of Peter, but you can't accept that like, oh, Gwen had a dick one time in this universe. Like it's really that fucking nuts.
I mean, I think the people who get upset at that is truly like a Rule 34. Like, does that make me gay?
She has to protect trans kids' flag above her door frame, and there's trans flag colors in the coming out of superhero scene that you started talking about as I started typing this. Yeah, the protect trans kids thing. I mean, that's definitely like, I don't want to call it a woke virtue signal because that sounds insulting, but that is definitely the creators saying, yes, we support this and eat shit if you don't like it. It doesn't make them trans necessarily, but you know. I mean, fucking Don Cheadle wore that shirt on SNL once, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, that's fucking cool," because it is. I like Don Cheadle.
I know the name, not the person.
Rhodey from the Marvel movies.
Oh yeah. Why do I always forget that guy's name? Yeah.
And also like a million actual movies.
Yeah, no.
My favorite role of
Wrong job,
his,
black guy.
yeah, my favorite role of his was Buck Swope in Boogie Nights.
You and your fucking Boogie Nights.
I fucking dude. All right, when I was 15, I heard about that movie, and I heard Heather Graham showed her fucking tits in it, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go watch that. And I was expecting to see Heather Graham get naked, and instead, I got to see a gripping, fucking masterfully shot, beautifully written story that did not let me go for 2.5 hours. And I got to see Heather Graham naked in it.
Dog, I just need like a giant supercut of just you being horny on Maine.
I'm always fucking horny because I'm a proud degenerate, all right?
So horny on Maine. It's great.
I'll fucking show you my search history if you want. I don't give a shit. I'm not showing it on stream.
That's why I'm like, bro.
That'd be TOS, but...
The original series?
I wish. Though I could be talked into a Star Trek porno. I don't specifically seek out porn parodies of stuff I like, but I can be talked into it.
I would not go for an OG Star Trek porno because it's just gonna be painting a lady green like Star Trek did, and then she's gonna belly dance. It's gonna be painful.
By the way, I'm liking Star Trek the Animated Series. Speaking of,
it's like you're not wrong. You just reached Mars, and we need to get you to interstellar travel, man. We got to get you to the good shit.
Well, I mean, I have seen not most of the good shit. I've seen a huge chunk of the good shit before in the past.
How much DS9 you seen?
Like the first couple episodes, but I have seen all of Next Gen and all the movies.
Most of good shit. How much Voyager you seen?
None of Voyager. Okay, I saw minimum 1/3 of the good shit in Next Gen. Arguably more if you include the movies.
You just saw Riker fucking stuff.
Well, yeah, but hang on. I'd argue that Lord Miller didn't put the sign above her doorframe to signify approval for the Gwen is trans theory, because Into the Spider-Verse basically gives no hints that Gwen is either trans or cis. 100% of that reading comes from Across the Spider-Verse. True. Lord Miller did have something to do with Across the Spider-Verse, but they didn't direct it. Just to be clear, it's not like it was completely out of their hands. Anyway, regarding the Star Trek thing you were saying, I mean, I've explained why. I didn't have fucking stream exist. I was limited, but
I was waiting for you to see Tuvix.
I know about what happens with Tuvix. Keep in mind, I'm watching minimum one episode every single day. So it's not going to be long till I'm in, like, at least the Next Gen era.
I want you to see the Eternal Ensign.
Harry Cameron. For some reason, I thought they were the main creative force. They personally directed the sequel, and I think they wrote, or the first one, and I think they wrote the sequel. They didn't direct it, but they did write it.
Okay.
Which, I mean, they feel cohesive, even though they have different directors, but you can get away with that in animation a lot more easily. But anyway, I'm liking Star Trek the Animated Series because it's basically just season 4 of the original, with the added bonus of being able to show wacky shit that is cheap to draw.
Yeah, the FX problems with TOS are a big fucking a big hurdle that animated series gets over. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, though I would much prefer the old shitty visual effects from the 60s rather than the fucking George Lucas remastered ones that Paramount has on. But what are you gonna do? I've seen most of them anyway, so it's not like it's my first time watching it. But
I mean, New Trek's got some decent effects.
Well, yeah, and now it does, because now Star Trek is high budget, which is weird.
I mean, it doesn't feel that weird. It feels like it started off campy, and then by like its middle age, kind of became like the big budget one. Because don't forget, you got fucking Stargate. New Stargate's coming out, man.
Yeah, I was telling my friend the other night that part of why I like when Star Trek looks cheap is because it almost makes it feel like it almost feels like world building. Because like the Enterprise looking very kind of simple makes it seem like, oh, space travel is easy now. Like the Enterprise doesn't look super high tech because it doesn't have to be high tech to travel like that anymore.
I get it. I just prefer when, at a certain point, it ends up looking like the people on the ship are just living a little better lives. Like things are just easier for quality of life in the Federation.
Yeah, like let's say Next Gen, because Next Gen wasn't cheap, but it was still a TV budget. But like, I really like the fact that Next Gen, the Enterprise, is designed like a fucking luxury cruise liner. Like, that's what the Enterprise should look like. Space travel in Star Trek should look pretty fucking comfortable.
I mean, if you're on the flagship.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's where it takes place most of the time, other than like Voyager or whatever. But like, I like that Star Trek paints, and I know that it gets a little subverted with DS9 and Section 31 and everything, but like, I like that Star Trek paints a very optimistic future.
I just think I think Lower Decks proved something that we've been suggesting for a while.
What's that?
Star Trek, the world is so expansive and good. Like Star Trek does not have to be about being in Starfleet. It just doesn't. True. I don't care.
For years, I've been begging for either a straight-to-streaming movie or a miniseries about the eugenics wars that's entirely a period piece set in the 90s. Just embrace alternate history. I've wanted that for years.
I mean, we'll end up getting a bad one, honestly. Like,
well, I'm not talking about quality. Obviously, I hope it's good, but I'm just talking ideas. Also, how long do you think until they just fucking straight up do a new version of the original series and call it like Star Trek Year One or whatever?
No. I think the closest thing you have is Strange New Worlds.
Well, that's the thing. Thanks to Strange New Worlds, we now have 6 of the main characters cast with new actors.
Well, that's the thing, is I think like this is us picking and choosing the parts of TOS we want to keep.
I'm not suggesting they'll remake it. I'm just saying that they'll do like a show with Kirk as the captain of the Enterprise.
No, we aren't getting. I just don't think we're getting another Kirk show.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, plus just the way Kirk interacts. You can't necessarily write things like that anymore. It wouldn't be the same guy.
What they need to do if they're not going to do that show, then at least in Strange New Worlds, like maybe in the series finale, fucking it ends with Kirk taking over the Enterprise type of thing. They need to have a little cameo from a super young Chekhov as part of the security team to explain why the fuck Khan recognizes him in Wrath of Khan, even though he wasn't in that episode.
Nah.
Well, the canon explanation is that Chekhov was part of the security team Khan fought.
I mean, but like, it's Star Trek. We can have glaring holes like that. How? Well, you just didn't know about the time thing. Just didn't know.
Well, yeah, or just simply like, oh yeah, we know that Khan fought a security team off screen. Just have Chekhov be one of them. Like, that's easy.
Yeah, I just don't think we're trying to bring Khan back and do like all of his shit again.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying like show Chekhov as being on the Enterprise already so that there is a plausible deniability for that explanation. I don't need to see the scene.
That is such a no one's going back and watching this with the scrutiny that I just don't.
I'm sorry, you're saying that Star Trek fans are not going back with scrutiny for continuity.
Yeah, no, I think that most Star Trek fans are very chill. Like
maybe but historically not so much.
most of the old ones kind of died out. I mean, because they hate everything after a certain point. They're like, oh, this franchise sucks. They don't care anymore. And like they did that at fucking Voyager time, and we're like, oh,
Yeah. Well, one of the things I
Okay.
really, you know, Red Letter Media, like the Plinkett guys and the
yeah.
half. So one thing and that they did this as Plinkett, but it's clearly their actual opinion, or Mike's actual opinion, is that he was saying he kind of does the like Trek isn't as good anymore stuff, but he doesn't say, oh, because it's woke. And he doesn't say, oh, since this particular person took over. His starting point for what he thinks was the issues with modern Trek was the Dominion War.
Yeah, he's so fucking wrong. No, that's a bad take. Literally, the Dominion War. Okay, this is where old Star Trek fans went. Gene Roddenberry wouldn't believe in this. This isn't with his visions. Like, he was an old fucking creep who wrote a bunch of episodes that are problematic as fuck that came directly from his pen. Let's not hold the guy like a damn testament.
I mean, so what he said about why the Dominion War is because
sorry.
Well, no, he said like the storyline is cool. The problem is just that it gets so high stakes.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I think one of his comments was like a single Klingon bird of prey used to be enough to threaten the whole Enterprise. Now it has the durability of a TIE fighter.
No, because did my guy not know the whole Romulan conflict and like one ship goes across the zone, we're about to have an entire interstellar war, or did that just go over his fucking head?
It's not that he didn't know this. It's basically what he's saying was that it should have felt more small, not the conflict small scale, but what we saw of it relatively small scale.
No, because it's not. Okay.
I think his comment, because there's the joke in the video that his great-granddaughter is a stripper. And so the joke is, it sounds cool, but like my great-granddaughter Crystal, it shows way too much, way too fast, and leaves nothing to the imagination.
Oh my god.
So I haven't seen it, or at least not much of it. I don't know how accurate he is, but I'm just saying this to say that I appreciate the fact that he didn't do what would have been really fucking easy and do the like, shit is woke and that's why it sucks now grift.
I don't know. I think. Wait, when did you put out this video?
Well, this video was before that exact grift, but like.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
he still says stuff like that to this day. Like I'm saying that in modern stuff, he could have very easily gone with a lazy argument, and instead he's like, no, if I'm going to complain about Picard, I'm going to complain about Picard having this problem in its story structure, not the fact that there's black people here.
This seems like one of those elder dudes at the convention.
And by elder dude, you mean like 45, but yeah, true.
No, I don't.
Well, that's how old Mike is.
But... I'm talking like them like 60-year-old dudes where like you should have like grandchildren and you're out here debating over the mechanics of the Enterprise. Like,
to be clear, Mike is only like 45, but yeah, he does sound like an old man sometimes.
I just back in my day, a single TIE fighter used to be enough because you didn't have budgets to do shit. You weren't able to make a decent space conflict, and also your audience was not really holding you to needing those stakes because you guys were cool with Buck fucking Rogers.
Hey man, old people can have autism too. True. So actually the Plinkett character is mostly Mike's POV when we're talking Star Trek because he's the only one who really cares about it. His take was really interesting about specifically the J.J. Abrams movie because he really liked it despite it not being very Star Trek-y. And the reason why is because he has a very particular type of Trek he likes.
He has nostalgia glasses for TOS glory shit.
Well, actually, for TNG, really, it was mostly for
what?
It was mostly for TNG as his nostalgia.
Well, yeah, like take off the glasses, bro.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but it's interesting because basically what he said was like, I like my sci-fi to be really slow and dull. I like my action to be fast and awesome. So this Star Trek movie is to me an action movie. So I'm judging it as an action movie, and as an action movie, I like it. You know, it was an interesting take. He also, and this is just unambiguously correct, pointed out that the '09 Star Trek movie is based less on Star Trek than it is on what the average person thinks Star Trek is like.
I don't think the two things are mutually exclusive, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I guess I'm just thinking about this for a moment. I, Robot was written by Asimov, the father of sci-fi, but I could definitely call that an action movie.
well, the movie is very, very different from what Asimov wrote.
I know, but it's listen, everything sucks off the laws of robotics at a certain point. Like, what makes it sci-fi?
If Mike from RLM likes slow and dry sci-fi, he needs to watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I think he has. I think I heard him mention that on stream.
Does he
Or not
hate
on stream, in a video. Well, I actually don't know what he thinks of Firefly. It's when he said my sci-fi, he really meant my Star Trek specifically, because he also likes fucking Star Wars and like, other sci-fi shit. Like, it's just that like he likes the TOS, well, really the TNG. He has some nostalgia for TOS, but he's like, I like TNG's style of Star Trek. I like that it's kind of cheap. I like that every now and then I can see the fucking dot on the rug where Patrick Stewart's supposed to stand. Like, that's part of its charm to me. I liked when Star Trek was more primitive, basically, is what he's saying.
Back in my day, we didn't have any of those fancy sit-on mowers. So you kids should all use push mowers, just like I did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, also Star Wars isn't sci-fi, it's fantasy that looks like sci-fi. Yeah, he pointed that out, true.
Every time this one calls Star Wars sci-fi, I hop on a box. I didn't do it today. See, someone else is with me.
Yeah, here. I know. And I look, I'm not used to talking to motherfuckers and know what genres are, all right?
It's a Western in space. If you want to get into it, it's a samurai movie, which is kind of a Western evolved into another culture in space. So it's the same thing. It's a fucking Western samurai movie in space.
Yeah, it's a fucking nutcase batshit universe where there are giant vaginas in the desert that swallow people whole, and that's just like a thing that everyone accepts. Nobody's freaked out by that.
And yet the greatest power anyone could ever wield is a fucking sword.
Well, not really. That's just Vader's hubris talking, but yeah.
I mean, every fucking dude ends up using it as their go-to weapon at a certain point.
Well, yeah, but that's because Star Wars is creatively bankrupt, not because of any rules of the universe.
Well, no, it's because they want to be a samurai movie.
Yeah, I'm joking. It's not creatively bankrupt. It just has some issues. I'm not that fucking negative a dude. I'm a sucker for Star Wars. Even if it's nostalgia slop, I'll at least tolerate it. I prefer it to be original. I prefer it to be something new. I prefer they fucking stop deepfaking Luke Skywalker into shit because it's driving me insane.
I still will say at the end of Rise of Skywalker, I thought he shrunk down. I thought that motherfucker shrunk down. I did not know that he died.
That was Last Jedi, but yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But yeah. But yeah, I thought he shrunk down, didn't know he died. Someone had to explain to me like a week after, like, no, he's dead. I was like, what? He didn't. I've seen people get shot with lasers in this series before. It doesn't look like this ever.
You know what I noticed last time I rewatched Rise of Skywalker? They fucking, when he shows up as a Force ghost, they never show his right hand. I think they just didn't want to get into the physics of like how much of your body regenerates when you die, because then they have to wonder like, well, if your whole body regenerates, why is Luke still old? Like, I don't know. That's presumably what it was.
But like Andy came back as a whole ass dude, so like,
well, in the original version, like the non-fucking
I know,
one, he was still old. Is my point. He was just not fucked up. He was just a normal-looking old man.
I don't remember what this looks like in my head.
Well, you probably never even saw the non-George Lucas version.
I saw it once because I was just off on the seas doing some shit.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, like what does old ass Anakin look like?
He just looks like that actor, whose name is Sebastian Shaw, despite having no relation to the X-Men character Sebastian Shaw.
Rip.
Here we hang on. Get it on the right screen.
All right,
here we go. This is the comparison of the two.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying you should have replaced it with Hayden Christensen, but I'm saying that dude does not look at all related to any actor I've seen be a fucking Skywalker. So like,
that actually is the actor who played Unmasked Darth Vader. He's just not in the makeup.
yeah, I'm just saying that don't look like Luke, and that just maybe might be a little thing.
Yeah,
where they're like,
Force Ghost Anakin being replaced with Hayden Christensen is one of two good changes in the special editions. What is your second? Because I might know the answer and I might agree, but let me hear yours first, Ivas. Yeah, fucking, I don't know. Like, I'm fine with either goddamn Anakin Force Ghost. This is the kind of shit that no one cares about.
What?
Oh, sorry. I'm just thinking because you were saying like we were talking about to what extent does their body regenerate, and it's like I mean I think it can just be whatever you want.
So it's a heaven factor, and it's whatever the fuck you want. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. The scene from A New Hope where Luke reunites with Biggs on Tatooine. Yeah, you're right. I always forget that scene wasn't in the theatrical because it didn't have any visual effects stuff in it, so it just looks right at fucking home with the original stuff. So I always forget that scene was technically not in the original release.
Sometimes it's good to change some shit.
Yeah, I actually think there's one additional change, which is that, not that I dislike the Yub Nub song from the end of Return of the Jedi, but the one they replaced it with on the special editions is a more emotional song. Like, it feels... Like, with Yub Nub, the scene feels like, yay, we won! And with the new song, it's more like, we won despite everything it cost, and now we get to build something good. It's like a little more somber in a way that feels, I don't know,
Is this
truer.
the first time on this podcast you've ever been anti-jizz?
Okay, very funny. The Ewoks don't play jizz. Jizz music is a specific genre of music played by the fucking Mos Eisley Cantina Band and others like them.
I'm gonna slip my wrist.
And also, they call it Jats most of the time now because...
No, that's jizz. Nah, bro, that's
I refuse
jizz.
to ever call it. But I like Force Ghost Hayden Christensen because it implies that they take on the form of what the Jedi looked like when they died and Anakin died when he became Darth Vader. That is the lore version why they replaced it. Personally, I'm fine with either.
Darth Vader, then how does he come back to life and do that thing at the end?
Well, it's like who he was died. He didn't die, his identity died. But basically, you take on what you looked like the last time you were who you truly are, is what it's thinking. Now, I just took it that because they're fucking ghosts, they can just look like whatever they want. Because they're just reincorporating their own fucking force energy into a visual apparition.
Are there evil force ghosts?
Yeah, Palpatine was one. That's how... I hate that everyone fucking acts like the cloning shit in Rise of Skywalker doesn't make sense, because it actually makes perfect sense if you read between the lines. But yeah, like he's transferring his force essence to different clone bodies.
That counts as a...
he's not so much literally taking the shape of a ghost, though he can.
Well, no, I'm just saying. There's been a lot of Sith who die. And, like, it's like no one ever just like, yo, let me help you kill these fuckers real quick. I'm just a red ghost.
I'll explain in a second. Imagine being able to look like whatever you want and then choosing to look like Alec Guinness over Ewan McGregor. I assume Jedi just don't really have vanity. And especially because, like, well, plus he'd want to look how he looked to Luke, because that makes sense. Because if he showed up way younger, he'd have to, like, take a minute to explain who he is.
The fact that you wouldn't pick Ewan McGregor is why you'll never have the high ground.
Oh, I'm not saying I wouldn't pick him naturally. I'm just saying to talk to Luke specifically, you'd want to look how you're supposed to him.
I don't know. Like, figure it out. Look.
So, as for the Force Ghost thing, that's actually an extremely fucking rare ability. Or rare technique, rather.
And yet we see, like, 3 dudes do it.
Well, they all learn from the same guy. That's why.
Who the fuck's teaching this?
I'll explain. There's actually a deleted scene that was written but not shot for Revenge of the Sith explaining this, but Liam Neeson was busy shooting Batman Begins, so they had to cut it.
Christ.
And it's
cool.
but it's in but it's in the
Ra's al
books.
Ghul is the fucking reason.
Well, it's not the only reason that but the scene's still in the books and the comics and the fucking all the lore and everything. So Qui-Gon, Qui-Gon was a big pursuer of alternative philosophies of the Force.
Gray Jedi, but we don't say that anymore.
No, he's not a gray Jedi. He's firmly a Jedi, but he was interested in learning other techniques and other philosophies.
Okay.
Though he was still a Jedi himself, but he thought that there were things we could learn from other groups. It's
Gray
like
Jedi
how you'll
Jedi?
Well, gray Jedi aren't real at all. That's just like a slang term for a type of dude, basically.
Okay.
Think of like Father Merrin from The Exorcist, how he also studies ancient Jewish and Muslim shit because there's things that even Catholics can learn from it.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it was before Batman Begins and Liam Neeson was injured. That's possible too. I'm just going by IMDb trivia I read 10 years ago. So yeah, Qui-Gon figures it out. Qui-Gon, because he's interested in alternative philosophies of the Force, rediscovered the ancient technique to like basically you have to reconstitute yourself every time. You don't just wander around as the Force as a ghost forever. You're part of the living Force, and you have to concentrate and reconfigure yourself back into one person. So it's a very it takes a lot of fucking, well, not a lot of necessarily, but it's a very specific technique you have to learn. And Qui-Gon learned it. So remember that scene in Revenge of the Sith where Yoda's meditating and he suddenly pops his eyes open?
Yeah.
That was supposed to follow this scene where Qui-Gon's Force ghost appears to Yoda. And Yoda basically does a big-ass mea culpa and says, you were so right and we should have listened to you. Our blindness and our hubris led to the collapse. Like, everything. And Qui-Gon says, I don't take it personally. I'm still one of you, and I can help you, and I can teach you this technique that I've learned. And Yoda, literally bends the knee and says, Qui-Gon Jinn, your apprentice I humbly become.
Oh, well, that actually is dope.
And so that's why later in Revenge of the Sith, Yoda says, your old master can teach you things on Tatooine. That's what he's, among other things, that's what he's referring to, is that Qui-Gon will teach the two of us how to become Force ghosts. And as for how Anakin did it, according to one of the books I have, basically as he's fucking drifting off into his forever sleep, Obi-Wan kind of appears to him and says Anakin, and he tries to do his mea culpa, and Obi-Wan says, Anakin, we have to save that for later. We need to do this fast. So he needs to very quickly give Anakin a crash course in the technique. Like a telepathic crash course in the technique.
That's wildin', but sure.
Well, Anakin is very strong in the Force.
Yeah,
if
I know.
Can learn the technique in a matter of an hour, it's Anakin.
I know. I'll take it, but okay, buddy. But
anyway, presumably that line continued with Luke and then Leia in the sequels.
So, where's the older ones?
What do you mean?
Well, Qui-Gon learned it.
It was from, what was it called? The Shaman of the Wills. I think the implication was that he learned of the technique from history rather than learned it from a mentor directly.
Okay.
I think, but I might be wrong. I think by Shaman of the Wills, he meant an ancient scroll belonging to one of the shaman that he discovered on one of his travels or whatever.
No. You misunderstand. There was a gathering.
Qui-Gon learned it from a Wikipedia rabbit hole. True. They don't reconstitute as full Force ghosts, but the voices of the past Jedi, there's that sequence in Rise of Skywalker.
Huh.
Which that is that's still difficult, but that is easier to learn to do, to just be a disembodied voice, than it is to reconstitute your form.
Okay, so assumedly then, you're telling me Luke Skywalker had 50 years of working on this shit. So is he just going to be hanging out as a ghost forever? Just might as well be a guy?
I think there's, at least in the old EU, there was a limit to how long they could stick around. The next phase of metaphysical existence was inevitable. They could stave it off for a while as part of the living Force, but they will eventually have to stop visiting.
Yeah, sorry, I just get dragged off to heaven.
Yeah, because in the old canon, Luke's last encounter with Ghost Obi-Wan was in Heir to the Empire, which is about 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
So he was able to stick around for a few years, but like eventually even he had to let go fully. So I don't know if that's still true in the new canon, but I'll assume it is till I'm told otherwise.
Couldn't hook my boy Sam L up with some eternal life.
The comic book adaptation of Rise of Skywalker, which actually came out recently because it got delayed because of COVID and shit, actually does depict that visually because it's hard to do voices of the Jedi past in a comic book form. So they do depict it visually. They do have Rey standing there blocking the lightning with the Force ghosts of everybody behind her, including some whose voices didn't even appear in the movie, like just to fill out because she's all the Jedi. So
I am Yorb.
yeah, basically, she is pluribus.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, basically, she's pluribus, but not as good.
Carol, I have the power.
Anyway, we've been talking for almost 3 fucking hours, and I'm very hungry, and my throat is dry as a motherfucker. And I kind of want to go back to building my new Lego set.
Can I just throw out here? Carol put an atom bomb outside her house, and she couldn't even stop wolves from showing up. What the fuck is wrong with you, lady?
I mean, to be fair, what are wolves going to do with an atom bomb?
No, I mean, you just need one explosion.
But they can't, they couldn't get through that crate if they tried.
A shipping container.
That container was presumably reinforced, like real ones are that transport nuclear material.
Man.
That's presumably like a lead. Yeah, exactly. Those wolves are not getting into that container. That
I'm
container.
not saying the wolves are. I'm just saying that, there's probably worse things than we got lions and tigers now, dude. We got bears running around.
Oh my. But
That's
still, despite the oh my, I would assume that container's lead lined, magnetically fucking locked, can only get through with a. There was a keypad on it too. Presumably only Carol has the combo. She wouldn't just fucking have them drop it in the driveway if there was any chance anyone but her could use it.
I don't trust in Carol's decision-making skills. How long did it take her to find a fucking bug on her goddamn drink?
Well, she never went looking for it. Why would she have found it?
I'm just saying she's
if you never open a drawer and then after 10 years finally open the drawer and
you
you're
never open the drawer? She opens that drawer 10 times a day.
Well, no, I know, but she never went feeling around at the top. Why would she? It was placed in a spot she would never put her hand unless she was looking for a bug.
I'm just saying, Carol is not Sherlock Holmes here.
Well, she wasn't looking for it again.
True.
It's partially she didn't see it. To quote The Sixth Sense, she didn't see it because she didn't want to see it. She had no suspicion her cabinet would be bugged or have a motion sensor on it, so she never thought to check for one.
Sure, I'm just worried what else she hasn't thought to do.
Yeah, it's been 2.5 months since the plurbining now.
Because we're on day 80 or something like that.
Yeah, around then. Around then was the last one, 81 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
plurbining is wild.
Before I literally fucking choke to death on my own dry throat, I'm gonna go get some water, and we will see you guys at our regular time on Tuesday. Nick, would you rather do New Year's Eve or January 2nd?
January 2nd.
Okay, you're doing New Year's Eve stuff.
Yeah, I always end up getting dragged into something on New Year's Eve.
All right, so we will be again doing a Tuesday-Friday schedule next week, but we will be at our regular 8 p.m. time. We will talk more about stupid sci-fi bullshit and how much we miss Pluribus.
And I will dive deep into Fallout.
Happy Boxing Day, everyone.
Bye.